through it, it'll be 3rd and 5.
You know, if there's any adjustment to be made on that play a while ago, it would be I'm going to have to tell myself I'm going to go to the boundary. I'm not going to make the 90-degree turn. You know, it's not going to happen with a half-inch cleavage. Of course, we can't have anything longer than that.
So it's 3rd and 5. Cowboys at their own 25. First possession of the ball game. Peru in the shotgun. Takes the snap, back to throw. Has time, throws near side, batted down by Southern Utah. Their left defensive end got a hand up there and volleyballed that one down. Cowboys forced the punt on their first possession, and that's not good kicking from your 25 into the stiff wind.
No. Well, you really can't blame anything other than the playing conditions, because had we not had that sit down on the first one, like you said, wide open, I mean, he's gone for many, many yards.
First and 10 will kick into the wind. The return man is Nick Miller for Southern Utah. Southern Utah missing a player, and now a timeout, I believe, is going to be called, or we're going to get a penalty. No, we're going to get a timeout. With the timeout, we'll take a timeout as well. 13:38 to go, first quarter. We're scoreless in Southern Utah. Back in 1 minute on the McNeese Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Philip Tarver for Lake Charles Toyota, inviting you to come in for a first-class shopping experience. We have a vast inventory and a professional sales staff to meet with you in a comfortable, open environment. Your service experience begins with a professional, courteous welcome and continues through valet delivery upon completion. Our unique amenities include complimentary beverages, child's play area, a large waiting lounge, and a gift shop and wireless internet. We all work very hard to give you the first-class service you're worthy of at Lake Charles Toyota, Gerstner Memorial, south of I-210, where we know you by your name.
In Southwest Louisiana, we value the safety of our loved ones and the security of our families. But when this very security is threatened by personal injury due to the carelessness of others, you need to know your rights and where you can go for answers.
We've been helping seriously injured people for over 30 years. As a lawyer with personal injury experience, I understand the value of security and how much we stand to lose by not having it.
Vice Palermo and Veron, your experienced litigation team.
First of Jay's kick is a short one, and it takes a Southern Utah as it goes to the 45-yard line. It's down by the Cowboys at about the 47, and a flag comes down very late.
We're going to find out something about this crew, because I didn't see anything. I saw two guys just jogging down there, holding
against them. That helps a bunch.
Yeah. Great snap on that. Great snap. You know, I was reading where we were having trouble with snaps or something, but no, we don't have trouble. Great snap. Anthony Schultz, good snap. You know, that is a problem now for kickers down here. Now, Bertha J was talking about when he came back about his plant foot and everything. But I say they also have a tendency to overkick.
Right.
They want to just kick the heck out of it, see how far they can kick.
Well, against the wind, it's not bad at all. Yeah. Trying to kick one, looked like he got it a little bit off the side of his foot, although things don't work out too badly for the Pokes with 15-yard penalty, a 10-yard penalty against Southern Utah. It'll bring it back to the 38-yard line, and that's where Thunderbirds will start first and 10. Wes Marshall is the quarterback. Johnny Sanchez is the tailback. Both of them had very good games against the Pokes last year, and the Cowboys 30-27 win. From the shotgun, two receivers right, one to the left. Inside gives to Miller. He's the slot back. He's going to try to turn the corner. He's going to be hauled down at about the line of scrimmage, and a big splash is made over there as Valen Jackson and Trey Bennett slide him out of bounds and fall into a mud puddle. Johnny, not Sanchez, but Miller on the carry, nearly drowned in the.
You know, Trey Bennett lined up about the same identical alignment that running back lined up on offense, and Trey Bennett beat him to the sideline.
No gain on the play.
And Valen Jackson, about 290-something pounds, beat him to the sideline.
So second and 10 from, well, the 39 we'll call it. Two receivers to the right, one to the left. Out of the shotgun, Marshall. Back to throw. Has time, sets up. Now scrambles to the right. Under pressure, he throws. He's got a receiver who makes the grab and steps out of bounds at about the 47-yard line on the grab with Craig Britton, and he is shy of the first down by a couple of yards. At the 47-yard line, they're going to be left with a 3rd and 2.
Kind of did his face on that side.
Oh, it looks like not going to earn it up. Yeah.
But Jake Morrison had a good quote in the paper about Dalen Jackson's contribution to the pass.
Third and a long 2 for Southern Utah. They'll spread it out. Marshall in the shotgun. Heller is in motion. Inside gives, no, Marshall keeping, and he's diving towards the 6. He needs the 49, and it looks like he's got midfield, and it will be a Southern Utah first down. First and 10. Thunderbirds at midfield. No score, 13-10 left first quarter.
I'll tell you what, it shows you what they think of Dalen Jackson to run an option on a short yardage.
Mm-hmm.
You know, third and very short. We're not going to run it at him. We're going to ride up in there and then read him and just pull it out. But anyway, Jake was saying how we got the middle push that we didn't have last year. Now we got Dalen and we got Smitty coming from the outside.
2 receivers to the right side, 1 to the left, and another timeout called by the Thunderbirds as they don't like what the setup looks like here. So we'll take another break. Back in 1 minute on the McNeese Sports Network.
Man, I can smell that barbecue from across the street.
Okay, so you marinate and cook with it?
The ribs you cooked before the game were unbelievable. How do you make barbecue smell like that?
You gotta give me your recipe for grilled fish.
You can use Southern on all of this?
Dad, these burgers are awesome!
After 50 years, any cook who uses Southern barbecue sauce has heard it all. Southern barbecue sauce, the South's finest barbecue sauce since 1957.
First and 10 Southern Utah from the 50-yard line. No score here early in the ball game. Marshall in the shotgun has 2 running backs beside him now. Now a motion man left to right. Play fake and no hit, but they can't bring him down. He's going to throw long, and it is caught inside. No, he did not hang on at the 2-yard line. Marshall hit Craig Britton in the hand, inside the 5, and Britton couldn't hold on. He was falling down as he tried to make the grab, and incomplete. Boy, they nearly had Marshall wrapped up. He's got good strength, and I didn't see who was in penetrating for the Cowboys, but that nearly was a sack, and then it was nearly a touchdown.
But you know the best part of that play, Tom, is that you found out how far the guy can throw the ball and didn't get burned by it.
Right.
So the free safety, you know, when you say, I get a deep defense receiver, pretty deep.
Yeah, and he threw that with the wind. Yeah. If you're going to throw deep tonight, you're going to do it going from south to north, and that's what they did there. Second and 10 from midfield. Option play and a pitch. Sanchez, the tailback, hit it line of scrimmage, but pushes forward for about 4 yards inside Cowboys territory. At about the 46 goes Johnny Sanchez.
Well, you know, Tom, assignment-wise, we look pretty good. Got the dive back. Somebody's got the quarterback. Somebody's got the defense. The guy's pretty good runner.
Sanchez, who I think it was our corner or perhaps one of our safeties over there, hit him right at the line of scrimmage or maybe a yard down. And Sanchez, the short, stocky back, will push forward after first contact. 3rd and 5 from the Cowboys' 45-yard line. Marshall shotgun. Motion man. Marshall to throw. Now he's going to run it himself. He is hit. Lost the ball. Cowboys have it. Fumble, and the Cowboys have it at the 44-yard line. Marshall was hit as he ran. He was not going to get the first down, but somebody knocked it loose. And the Cowboys fall on it for the first turnover of the ball game.
He did the worst thing you could possibly do, and that's leap. Yeah, he fumbled when he leaped, and then somebody got their head on the football. You know, mobile quarterback, a strong mobile quarterback, up to the guy to pick. Remember Bruce Eugene?
Oh, my goodness.
We bounce off this.
Yeah. Bounce off. He was like Fred Flintstone, shedding tacklers. Flintstone, of course.
Freddie Flintstone.
Yeah, Flintstone, of course, an All-American. Coached by
Joe Crone.
First and 10 Cowboys. Leonard is the tailback. Fullback is Jordy Johnson in motion. Peru is up under center. And they give it to Jamie Leonard. Picks his way through the middle. That's good yardage. Got about 5 yards on the carry. Out across the 45, near the 48-yard line. Second down and 5 for the Post.
You know, Tom, I think, I hate to say this, I think the field's going to get bad. It's going to get worse.
I think it's bad to begin with, and it's going to get really bad.
Well, you know, we can only use in the NCAA, you can only use half-inch cleats, and you can use no artificial ball droppers. You know, right in the NFL, they got a bunch of balls in, but they got that stuff they put on the ball. You can't do anything other than a foul but make the ball go.
Leonard with another carry, breaks the tackle, running room, good yardage to do Southern Utah territory at the 40-yard line. That's going to be a gain of about 13 for Jamie Leonard as he was shedding tacklers. To the 40 of Southern Utah, first down Cowboys.
You know, I guess it's the old coach in me or whatever it is, but I don't want to let go of things. I'll still go back to that opening play. When was it Carlick or Clinton that slipped down in the open play? Because that looked like wide open.
10:59 left first quarter. Scoreless here in Cedar City, Utah. Rain is holding off for now. In fact, the sun is out, but the wind is quite strong out of the south right now. Cowboys are going into it in the first quarter. Peru is in the shotgun with Leonard standing beside it. Play fake. Peru wants to throw. Sets up a wide receiver screen to Franklin. Makes the grab, gets some yardage to the 30-yard line. Near a first down for the Pokes. I think Carly has it, depending on the spot of the ball.
I think it's first down. It's critical for first down.
Yeah, it must be. Here with us, making sure we think the spot is. Yeah, it is a Cowboy first down. She's right again. Yeah. Talk about football. First down, Polk, near the 29-yard line of Southern Utah. Franklin to the left. Lawrence to the right. High formation behind Peru, who's up under center. Halfway, Leonard runs right. Has some room. Flag down. Leonard has a first down, but I think it's coming back, and I bet this is a hold, as the flag was thrown by the referee behind the play, holding against the Cowboys. The preliminary call. That hurt.
Well, your first thought would be on the perimeter, you know, because it's a slow development, and the hold is on the perimeter, but it was thrown right with the ball snap, so it might be the interior.
It must have been one of the interior linemen because the referee threw it. Usually, the referee does not throw it on anyone but an interior lineman, maybe a running back blocking on a blitz, but that wasn't the case here. It was a running play on the draw. That hurt. The Cowboys, who had potentially another first down on the carry, will be pushed back 10 yards. And they'll face first and 20 at the 39 of Southern Utah.
You know, Tom, the argument, the statement will go on for eons about who has the advantage, offense or defense, in a bad field.
Right.
I've always thought the offense, because they know where they're going
and what they're doing. But you saw it earlier where Quentin Lawrence split down. That was a defensive advantage in that case. Peru up under center on first and 20. Henland is the tailback. Fake to him. Peru to throw. Far sideline, incomplete, intended for Quentin Lawrence. I don't think he was able to hang on to the ball anyway. He might have been out of bounds when he made the catch. Regardless, so it'll be second down at 20 for the folks at the 39.
Son, you can sure see the difference in the route.
Oh yeah,
he couldn't break it off like he would ordinarily break it off.
Yeah, and also they're not sending anybody deep against the wind. So the route affected in many ways by the conditions here this afternoon. We'll try to get in Richard Dow and see if they're making any adjustments over there on the South Cowboys sideline due to the problems that they're having. We'll check in with him in a moment. Peru on second and 20. Gets to Penland on the draw, running left, has some room. He's across the 30 and down at the 29-yard line. So that got a good solid 10 yards for the Cowboys face third and 10. Let's check in with Richard and see if he's got anything on the conditions down there. Everybody seems to be flipping pretty badly, Rich.
You got Clinton on the first play of the game, and the last play there, Clinton on the sidelines having no problems. The field is sloping down to the water. It's condensed right here when you see the sidelines and the players standing. It is very choppy. It is very moist, especially in the field and on the side where the drainage is.
Thanks, Richard. Third down and 10 for the Cowboys at the 30 of Southern Utah. Peru from the shotgun, back to throw, has time, throws over the middle, he's caught by Franklin. He has the first down as he breaks the tackle and gets inside the 20-yard line. Big grab by Carly Franklin over on the far sideline. He was hit back in front of the sticks there, but he was able to shed the tackler and get out of bounds for the first down.
I think the sign of a championship football team, or a good football team, is when you can lose the Southland Conference Player of the Year. Not offense, not defense, Player of the Year. And losing for the game and still, Carly picks up a little bit of the slack.
No question about it. Cowboys are now certainly in field goal range as well. Inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. Peru under center. Leonard is the tailback. The give will go to Jamie Leonard. Cuts it upfield. Running room inside the 10, near the 5-yard line. That's going to be close to another Cowboys first down.
Well, now that's pretty close to what our key to victory was, our duplication. Jamie is pretty much duplicating what he did down in Lafayette last Saturday.
It was so great last Saturday in the third and fourth quarters to have our running game just completely take control of the football game. That's the best feeling in the world, to go into a 1A stadium and do that.
But what makes me feel good is not having to jump and leap on the 1 yard line, but the hole opens up, and it looks like they could run forever.
First and goal, Cowboys. We're scoreless here in the first quarter. Peru gives to Leonard. Leonard runs left. He pushes forward inside the 5 near the 3 yard line. And we'll check the spot of the ball. Looks like they are putting it in the 3. It'll be second and goal for the Cowboys at that location.
Well, I don't know. I didn't watch Kyle Link on the play, but I did see Kyle Link and his guy at 5 yards away from the play where he blocked him, and did a heck of a job on the block.
Second and goal. We'll spot it at the 3. We're a long way from the play here. We're at the other end of the stadium on the side. Leonard, the tailback, threw up under center with a pair of tight ends in the game. Gives to Leonard up the middle, hit in the backfield and stopped. He got to the 5 yard line and was taken down right there. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play. It's third and goal, Cowboys at the 5.
Well, now, as good as Jamie's running, he's still not getting the footing that he was getting on a good field. You know,
absolutely.
It's the initial explosion he's not being able to get.
And the Cowboys will call a timeout, facing a big third and goal here. So with 7:33 left in the first quarter, Cowboys take their first timeout of the first half. We'll take a timeout, too, back in 1 minute on the McNeese Sports Network.
Papa, it's time for Big All-Star Challenge.
That's right, Gabby. We're challenging all other dealers. This is the All-Star Challenge.
That's right. We're challenging those dealers of this new Yukon that's got that new flex fuel engine and gets great gas mileage.
When can I talk?
Here at All-Star, we not only challenge you with price, but we challenge you with style.
And don't forget, All-Star's a family dealer where we treat you like a family. Hey, Papa, what's the trade-in for this?
We are professional grade.
Cowboys face third and goal at the 5 of Southern Utah. We'll see what tricks they may have in their bag for this play. What do you call it here, Johnny? We've been able to run the football pretty well in the early going.
I think you keep running it, and the field goal gets more difficult the closer you get. So it's probably another thing right up the pipe, right?
Third and 5. Peru throws back of the end zone, so it's behind Quentin Lawrence, incomplete. And the Cowboys will be forced to go for that field goal as Blake Versace will enter the field. Blake was not pleased with the footing here yesterday. That was before all the rain. We'll see how he adjusts.
But you know what I was saying is, like, it's in front of the goalpost, but if you're on about the 1 yard line and you're on the right hash, that's a heck of an angle for a field goal kicker. He'd rather get some of it decline penalties.
Connor will hold for Versace, who's right between the uprights here, right in the middle. Snap and hold are there. Kick is low, but it's right through the upright, and it's good. Cowboys score first with 7:28 to play first quarter. Cowboys 3, Southern Utah nothing.
Transformer Sector 2.
Through wind and rain, storms and sunshine, we're always working hard to earn your trust and confidence. Always working hard to make a difference, because we live here too. For service and information, visit Entergy.com. Entergy, the power of people.
All right, the Cowboys score first. Blake Versace with a 22-yard field goal, 3-0 Cowboys. It's a good drive. The folks are able to run the football very well. That's a good sign. And you always love when you're playing in a windy game like this, going against the wind, you're able to score any points at all.
Yeah, I thought that the closer we got to the goal and the closer we really had to explode on the goal line, it affected us an awful lot with the bad field.
Short kick. Henley steps up in front of the 20 to make the grab, and he'll run across the 30. He's to the 35 and taken down across the 40. Out near the 45-yard line, a late flag comes in, thrown from quite a distance away, and not sure what that call might be.
See, that's what you get, Tom, with the line drive kickoff against the week. Right, you get the receiver catching the ball quick.
On the run.
You're not the 10 yards down the field. It takes 4 seconds, 4.5, almost 5 seconds to run the 40 to get down there anyway. What's the penalty?
We'll see here in a second. Personal foul face mask against the Cowboys.
Ooh, I didn't see it. I think it had to be somebody else in the ball carrier, really. I didn't see it.
It's a major one, the 15-yarder.
Yeah, that hurt. the penalty flag was thrown, it looked like 15 yards.
From a long way.
So I don't think it was a ball carry.
I don't know.
That's not good.
No, it's going to start the drive for Southern Utah in Cowboy territory at the 40-yard line. So take a good return, a short kick against the wind, and add a penalty onto it, and Southern Utah is in business. First and 10 at the Cowboys 40. Marshall, the quarterback, works from the shotgun. Rolls right after taking the snap. Under some pressure, he will throw, and he'll throw it away to the Cowboy bench. Richard Dow almost caught that one. Did you see Buddha over there?
No, did he?
Yeah, look at that.
No, I was hoping not to see Buddha for a while.
Let's check in with Richard and see why he didn't make the grab there, Rich.
For the pass, the sidelines were in the way. I don't know. I almost got to that one.
All right. Richard's speed, not what it used to be. Second and 10.
Didn't he kind of fall off the sideline to be the sideline reporter?
Yeah, he's way across the track.
Yeah.
Well, you have to give him some positioning coaching there.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. He's tough as nails.
Second and 10. Pair of receivers to either side. Marshall out of the shotgun. Inside give to the tailback Sanchez, who picks his way for some yardage. We got about 7 on the carry, maybe 8 to the Cowboys 32-yard line. A little delay after he got the handoff. He just kicked his way through traffic. Breaking a lot of tackles.
Sometimes defensively, poor footing can hurt you.
Let's go back to Richard. Richard, you got something for us?
Yeah, you may have noticed we have not seen Stephen White in the game. Stephen White is James Jordan not dressed for the contest today.
All right, thanks, Rich. We knew we didn't see Stephen, so we assumed he was out. 3rd and 2.5 for Southern Utah at the Cowboy 32. Marshall, shotgun. Option near side. He'll pitch to Sanchez. Sanchez hits and dropped in the backfield. Good play by the corner to shed the tackle and make the play. Who was that for the Cowboys?
Our first guy was number 9.
Yeah, it sure was. And on defense for the Cowboys, it's Jonathan Walker, the right corner, who made the play. It's going to be 4th down and 5, and we'll see what Southern Utah elects to do here. The ball's at the 35. This would be a 52-yard attempt, and with the wind, I think they can
punt and play field goal.
No, they're going to try to field goal, yeah. In the light air, with the wind at their back, it's a 52-yard field goal that's makeable if the footing's good. Their kicker is Ryan Higgins. No, it's not. Their kicker is Steve Culver. He's 2 for 2, has a long of 52 on the year, and he flips as he kicks, and it will be no good, very short. And
that's the downside now, Tom. Now, we get the football there. But the downside is that if you don't make the field goal, you lose the 3 points, and we get pretty good field position. Whereas a punt, maybe out of bounds get us in poor field position.
So the Cowboys continue with the lead, 3-0, 5:36 to go first quarter. The field goal attempt by Culver, no good, as he went down onto his backside as he kicked that one away. That's going to be the story, I'm sure, all night for those kickers.
But, Tom, it's the plant foot. It's always about the plant foot.
Exactly.
You got to feel something underneath you in the plant foot, and, it's a foggy surf. That's all there is to it.
And that's something that's very difficult to make adjustments for. You can't really do that. 1st and 10, folks. Through shotgun. Leonard stands beside it. Give to Jamie Leonard, running on the left side. Not a lot there. He got a yard or 2. He's across the 35. We'll call it down at the 36. 2nd and 9 Cowboys.
Who is going to be the most prolific kicker, field goals and extra points of all time? And where does he play? Jason Elam plays in Denver. He plays in Mile High Stadium. And, of course, it's not turf now, but, it's still Mile High.
Of course, that is if Morton Anderson ever retires. Morton back with the Falcons again. 2nd and 9 Cowboys. Mangan, the tight end, goes in motion to the left side. Play fake. Peru wants to throw. Sets up and fires. It is caught by Mangan. Has the first down. He slipped that out of bounds as he got near midfield. He's down at the 49-yard line. It is enough for a Cowboy first down.
That's the best I've seen Peru, where he seems like he's actually gripped the football and thrown the ball with a little velocity.
He was struggling a little bit with his footing on that play after the play fake.
Well, like I said earlier, I think it's going to get worse as we go, especially in the between the hashes. That's 13 yards between the hashes. It's 20 yards to the sideline of the first hash, 13 more than 20, 53 and a third yards wide. But it's right down the pipe, right down the middle where you got the turtle back.
Yep. 1st and 10 Cowboys from their own 49. actually a tortoise here. Part about it. Or the Shakespearean part. Yeah, this pitch to Leonard, running left side, running room. Dives forward for a good 8-9 yards over into Southern Utah territory. Jamie Leonard pushed out of bounds at the 41. That's going to be very close to a Cowboy first down, depending on where they spot the football. Maybe about a yard shy. It'll be second or short. Short? Yeah, it's going to be short. Okay. All right.
I thought we weren't supposed to use the word short.
Oh, around, yeah. So it's going to be second short, second, and not a lot of distance. Dave, that's better. That's much better. Chris Bush is the tailback now for the Cowboys. Peru out of the shotgun will give it to Bush. Bush is stacked up. He'll dive forward and might have the first down. He was hit right at the line of scrimmage. The squirming and struggling he did may have gotten him enough for the first down.
I'm sorry, Tom, but I would think that an offensive guard or tackle that is firing out on a run play would have a disadvantage with the bad footing for the defense as opposed to the defensive player who's just reading his help anyway. The running right at him, I think, would be the toughest thing for the offensive line.
All right, it's going to be short again, this time by about the length of a football. And a big third down. Oh, I said the word. I'm sorry. There's another word we are supposed to say. I'll get to it later. Derek Peru on the quarterback sneak appears to have the first down as he pushes the pile inside the 40. He did about a half a yard. Looks like he got about a yard and a half. So the Cowboys will move the chains once again. 4:01 to play first quarter. Post leading at 3-0.
Just staring a little bit at the stat sheet, the Southland Conference stat sheet. It's pretty impressive with scoring offense and our scoring defense leading everything. The one that's really not of much value is the pass offense, because pass offense is always led by losing teams. You always throwing the ball, like Sam Houston threw 61 times the other day.
Peru back to throw on play action, looking deep. He's got Lawrence. Has it! Touchdown, Cowboys! Quentin Lawrence from the bottom. Peru hit him in stride, and the Cowboys extend the lead.
We keep saying with the receivers, at some point, everybody's going to have a good game, and because we have got a talented group of receivers, and again, compensating for Whitehead. The Southland Conference player of the game is not here. And Quentin Lawrence does, and we haven't seen Brittle yet, and he's a heck of a receiver, too. We got some pretty good talent out there.
Extra point try by Bursaday. That was a 31-yard touchdown strike. Peru to Lawrence. Snap and hold are there. Bursaday's kick is up, and it is good. And the Cowboys lead it by a score of 10-0. Quentin Lawrence gets a touchdown. Comes with 3:34 to go first quarter.
Hi, I'm Philip Tarver for Lake Charles Toyota, inviting you to come in for a first-class shopping experience. We have a vast inventory and a professional sales staff to meet with you in a comfortable, open environment. Your service experience begins with a professional, courteous welcome and continues through valet delivery upon completion. Our unique amenities include complimentary beverages, child's play area, a large waiting lounge, and a gift shop and wireless internet. We all work very hard to give you the first-class service you're worthy of at Lake Charles Toyota, Gersten Memorial, south of I-210, where we know you by your name.
Let's see what Bursaday does here. He'll kick it high and short intentionally. Fair catch will be called for and will be made at about the 33-yard line by one of the up men. That's a good call by the Cowboys.
They gained 2 yards.
They go for the high short kick, and starting at the 33 will be Southern Utah. 3:34 left in the first, and the Cowboys lead it 10-0.
I really thought Blake would be able to really pad his average down here. The new stat of kicking off, and he was averaging 65 yards per kick, which would have been to the 5-yard. Every kickoff to the 5-yard line. Well, down here you add 10 yards to every kick. You'd have been kicking in the end zone. We need to score in the second quarter where we got the win.
Marshall will bring the Thunderbirds to the line of scrimmage. He's up under center for this first down play. High formation behind him. And it gives to Sanchez, the tailback. Picks his way through traffic and has running room. Crosses the 35. He's up to about the 38-yard line. Well, he is a guy who looks like he's having no trouble with his footage, Johnny.
His vision, too. He's like a guy who's got real good vision. Not a real strong guy, but just able to kind of maneuver through this.
It'll be a 5-yard pickup. 2nd and 5. Ball is at the 39. It's actually a 6-yard game, so 2nd and 4. Scoring drive for the Cowboys. 6 plays, 65 yards. It's a 207. A 40-yard touchdown reception by Quentin Lawrence. Play fake by Marshall. Wants to throw. Now he will throw deep down the middle and overthrows his intended receiver. So 3rd and 4 now for Southern Utah.
Oh, he can throw.
If he can.
You know, he's got a heck of an arm. And going to his left, turning his shoulders, and throw it. I tell you, it's awfully hard to beat McNeese to the boundary. You know, whether it's linebacker, defensive end, defensive back, whatever. Traditionally, we've always been a team that, I guess, to run at us would be the best way to do it. And don't go to the boundary, because we usually got the speed to beat you to the boundary.
3rd and 5 now, and 2nd and 5 or 2nd and 4, they went deep again while they had the win. I figure they'll try that a couple of times. Marshall on 3rd down in the shotgun. Blitz is coming. Under some pressure, Marshall will be hit as he throws, and it's going to be incomplete. Alan Nelson with the pressure there on the blitz. He was held, but there was no call. That was blatant. He was held by the horse collar there for a moment. Then he caused the pressure and forced Marshall to throw into the ground, basically.
But, you know, I'm thinking Alan Nelson came all the way from the other side of the field.
He came from this side on the linebacker blitz, curling right around here.
Well, somebody from the other side of the field was also way over here.
All right, now forcing Southern U to punt here. Southern Utah, not Southern U. SUU, not SU. That's Trevor Ward is the punter. Low snap. Gets the kick away with the win. This is going to drive Quentin Lawrence back to the 8-yard line. Bobbles it for a moment. Now brings it out. Flips it about the 15. Keeps his feet 20. He stays up 25 and out of bounds at the 30. And now a penalty. A couple of flags are thrown. And the Cowboys, I think, are going to be guilty of an illegal block here back at the 19-yard line. That'll put them back inside the 10. And all of that effort by Quentin Lawrence will go for nothing.
How many times did you have to say flip? He's back on his feet. Flip. He's back on his feet.
In a circumstance like that, Quentin or Carly, Franklin or Lawrence? That was Franklin, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's Carly.
Probably should have let the ball go over his head and into the end zone for the touchback, as he was inside the 10, and the wind was going to blow it anyway. So
they had a funny spin on it.
It did have a
fight. You know, it could have just gone and stopped.
That's the 3rd penalty against the Cowboys in the game, and they've all been big penalties.
I'm kind of an advocate of give them a yard line. But don't catch anything behind the yard line.
Typically, they coach them not to catch anything inside the 10.
Yeah.
It's difficult to do when you're moving back, as you set up outside the 15. That punt drove it back, so that's a tough call to make. 1st and 10 Cowboys from just inside their own 10. You know, this is a big situation, so I'll explain why. Running play to Leonard, and he's got running room. Got about 9 out near the 20-yard line, and that's a big first down play.
You know, you always tell me I'm thinking way ahead. Okay, if we're on that, if we have the ball down on the 10 and we don't advance it, then we punt against the wind.
Yeah.
You know, we keep advancing, then we want to turn over the ball. We want to turn it over with them against the wind.
That is correct. Yeah. And the Cowboys do get a first down. That helps as the clock runs now with 2:10 left in the quarter. Folks on top, 10-0, have the football. They'll send Franklin left. Riddle is in the ball game on the right side. Johnson is the fullback. He's in motion right to left. Drew up under center. Will roll left. Wants to set up the throw. And now he will throw. Going to be caught by the tight end. Broussard, first down and more. 35-40. And out near the 45-yard line is Broussard, who makes the grab and has a Cowboy first down. It looks awfully familiar. What people did there.
Yeah, I think ULL did. Threw all the way back across the grain, and
so Broussard makes one. I'm not sure if that's his first catch of the year. He's a Cowboy backup tight end.
I'd say Mangum doesn't have any problem.
Well, Mangan and Broussard's advancement is what made it available to move Kyle Lynch to a tackle, because Broussard was there to back up Mangan. 1st and 10 Cowboys from their 44. Franklin in motion, right to left. Peru will give it to Franklin. He's in trouble, and down he goes way back in the backfield. They were running a little tricky end around there. Franklin was in motion. He came back the other way, was given the football in the backfield, and he lost 9.
But you know, Tom, running into the boundary like that right there, he would have to make that difficult turn.
Yes, he would.
And he has to kind of get organized to make that 90-degree turn. And if you run to the wide side of the field, it's almost an arc. Where here it's just a straight turn, and your footing's not good enough for that.
2nd and 19 Cowboys from their 35. Peru from the shotgun now. Takes the snap. Cowboys jump. Well, I think Peru gave the signal, with the big high crow step there to signal that he's ready for the snap. He had to give it again as the snap didn't come, and somebody on the left side of the line thought we were ready. So second down and 24, back to the 30-yard line.
We got a new term in college football, the high crow step.
Is it a crow step or is it more like a flamingo? The way he does that.
I won't answer that.
All right. You got some in your yard, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Second and 24.
Let's just do the game.
Okay. Peru from the shotgun. Two receivers to the left, one to the right. Leonard is the tailback. Peru rolls left. Sets up the throw and does. Spotted. Catch is made by Davis over on the far sideline. He flashes down into the mud puddle over there at about the 37-yard line. Going to be a gain of 7 on the play, and third and very long Cowboys.
You know how people put the visitors on the opposite side of the press box? Most of these games and everything.
So the chains are over there.
You don't have the chains in front of you. Yeah, you don't want those chains coming all up down the sideline the whole time.
Third, and
do you know why the chains are always opposite the press box? For the film. You take it down in distance before every play on film.
Third and 18, Cowboys from their 38-yard line. Peru from the shotgun takes the snap. Lots of time, throws. He hits Leonard out of the backfield. Makes the reception. Here, first down. Let's see where they spot it. First down, Cowboys.
That's a great play.
Jamie Leonard with the catch, and then the run after catch is what made it happen. The Cowboys convert what was the second and 24, and then the third and 18, and have a first down.
Well, I'd say he made a 3-yard dive.
Yeah.
That's a long way.
13 seconds left in the quarter. We'll see if the Cowboys get a play away here before the quarter comes to an end. I don't think they will.
See where he just sits. Yep. In a great situation. If we got to kick a field goal at any point in time, we got the win now.
Yes, we do. The quarter will come to an end. Cowboys lead at 10-0 back in 1 minute on the McNeese Sports Network.
Man, I can smell that barbecue from across the street.
Okay, so you marinate and cook with it?
The ribs you cooked before the game were unbelievable. How do you make barbecue smell like that?
You've got to give me your recipe for grilled fish.
You can use Southern on all of this?
Dad, these burgers are awesome.
After 50 years, any cook who uses Southern barbecue sauce has heard it all. Southern barbecue sauce, the South's finest barbecue sauce since 1957.
Cowboys lead at 10-0 as we head to the second quarter. Cowboys are first and 10 at the Thunderbirds 45-yard line. Now the Cowboys have the wind at their back for quarter number 2 as they'll head to the north. First down, Peru will work for the shotgun. Chris Bush is the tailback beside him. And before we get the play underway here, what's the situation? The official blows the whistle. Wants to reset the play clock, apparently. Cowboys have a 40-yard touchdown reception by Quentin Lawrence and a 22-yard Blake Burstedge field goal. Peru takes the snap, wants to throw, does throw over the middle. Incomplete, looking for Carly Franklin at about the 31-yard line. It's thrown about a step in front of him. Franklin went down diving, trying to make the grab and couldn't. So second and 10 Cowboys.
Peru almost like a wishbone quarterback. He hits more often than not. And it's because he hangs in there. He stays in there, he stays in there, he stays in there, and he takes the shot.
Cowboys' offensive line has done a good job pass protecting so far. Peru has had a lot of time.
Offensive line also likes Bush and Jamie Leonard. It's quick hit back.
Play fake, Peru to throw. Sets up a wide receiver screen. Franklin with the grab is hit right at the line of scrimmage and take it down. It'll be third and 10.
Well, I think we're going to have a little trouble with Fournette. So, with this field, we're going to have to just start lining up with the fat boys and move people around and coming right at them. And both teams.
Yeah, absolutely. And you hope your fat guys are better.
Yeah, our fat guys are better. But they're an opposite team, which is probably more difficult for them to come right at you.
Timeout is called. I'm assuming it's by the Cowboys. 14:28 left, second quarter. Cowboys lead 10-0 back in 1 minute on the McNeese Sports Network.
Papa, it's time for being All-Star Challenge.
That's right, Gabby. We're challenging all other dealers. This is the All-Star Challenge.
That's right. We're challenging those dealers on this new Yukon that's got that new flex fuel engine and gets great gas mileage.
These new GMC trucks drive so smooth, even us girls love them.
And All-Star challenges all other dealers on the price of these new trucks.
and high trade-in dollars that never go down. Hey, Papa, what's the trade-in for this?
We are professional grade.
Cowboys face a 3rd and 10 here at the 45 of Southern Utah. First quarter stats handed to us. Cowboys outgaining Southern Utah 183 to 29. First quarter total yardage. 3rd and 10. Back to throw for Rue. Looks over the middle. Now tucks it. He'll run. He's hit and taken down. Short gain to about the 43 of Southern Utah, and that's about it. The Cowboys, I believe, will be forced to punt it away here.
Now, this situation right here, Tom, is where I'd like to see more diagonally punts. You know, people used to kick it to the boundary. Okay? Why not? Now, why kick it in the end zone? And I just like to see Blake maybe possibly doing that, especially with a single safety, because that single safety's got 53 yards to roam.
Agreed. First to Jay, stands at his 43. Nick Miller is the return man awaiting here to kick at his 10. The snap. Mr. Jay's kick is away. Good spiral. Far sideline. This one's going to go out of bounds inside the 5. He did it. Let's check where they put it. Well, he's coming outside the 5. He's going to stop just shy of the 6-yard line. Southern Utah will start at their 6. First and 10, facing the wind. Good snap. Beautiful snap by Anthony Schultz. Beautiful snap. And a great kick going to that corner. Exactly. We called that one. We're smart.
Well, we're smart, yeah. Blake is just a little part of it.
Little minor part of that.
Don't say little.
All right. No, I can say little, not short. Oh, no. First down, Southern Utah. Marshall from the 5. 13:40 to go, second quarter. Cowboys lead 10-0.
Well, winning's fun, isn't it, Tom?
Marshall gives, no, he kept. And he got about 6 on the carry out across the 10-yard line. That option replay, and looked like he's given it to Sanchez. Instead, he still had it and ran outside the 10.
I think our defensive backs get a little lecture about maybe a little short punch. Looked like he put his hand out of punching or something, but it wasn't bad enough to be called. But they went and talked to him.
Second and 3, ball at the 12-yard line of Southern Utah. Marshall, shotgun. Motion man, that's Miller. Marshall will keep, slip. Down he goes for basically no gain. Well, it cost them that time. The footing problem. It'll be 3rd down and still a good long 2 to go.
Now, the situation that we were in earlier, they're in it now.
Absolutely.
This is a big play for them. If they don't get the 3rd down, then they punt against the wind at the minus 15-yard line. Same situation. So we moved to 6.
Yes, we did. Now it's 3rd and, well, it's under 2 yards to go. We'll call it 3rd and 2. They need to get just outside the 15. They are now just outside the 13. Marshall from the shotgun has running backs beside him on either side. Option play, far side. No, it's a little shuttle pass, and they've got the 1st down, and then they get some more out to about the 20-yard line, making the catch, Josh Fitzimano. First time we've called his name, and I hope we don't have to do it too many more times.
I'd say those solid black uniforms, unless it's a kid out in the open, you can't see the football.
Looked like they were running the option on the far side instead of the shuttle pass on the inside. So 1st and 10 Southern Utah from their 20. Cowboys make some last-minute changes. Looks like they've got an extra linebacker out onto the field for this play. 1st and 10 Southern Utah from their 20. Marshall shotgun. Motion man Miller. They have 2 Millers sweeping this side. Miller will try to turn the corner. Can't do so. Hit in the backfield and dropped. He made the play for the post. On the sideline here, is that T? Ladarius T to make? No. For the Cowboys. 33. Check the numbers. Make sure I get him right. Cody Knox, the free safety who made the play.
Long way, too.
Yeah.
A long way. That's what we talked about with Zach Bronson. Zach could do that. Come a long way and make that play.
So 2nd and 12 from the 18.
See, we're in good shape now, Tom. They still have to, if we hold them here, they still have to take about a 40-yard punt, but not for us not to get the ball at midfield.
Marshall, shotgun. 2 receivers either side. Back to throw, has time. Throws near sideline and overthrows his intended target. Out of bounds, incomplete. 3rd and 12.
Well, they got a lot of respect for every team we play has a lot of respect for
Brian was just flat out the best player on the field last week in that game against ULL.
I don't think Brian's in the game right now, is he?
He's getting a breather, apparently.
Yeah.
Well, they're going to do that with the altitude. So it sucks the oxygen right out of the thin air up here. It's 5,800 feet.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you didn't tell the kids about that. They would ever get tired. Yeah.
Third and 12, Marshall shotgun. Fumble snap. Now they'll give it on a reverse as they pick it up, and that's got nowhere to go. Making the play for the Cowboys is Derek Miner back at the 16-yard line. It's going to be 4th and long. And here's your punting situation you had talked about. And with the losses on the 2 plays, they're back at their 15-yard line to kick it.
They're punting from the minus 15 against the wind. So we did what they didn't do. We moved the 6. They didn't move the 6. So I would suspect that our deep guy's going to be around the 50-yard line. There's a great possibility we might get the ball on the plus end of to start our drive on the plus side of the field.
Ward will punt. Stands inside his 5 awaiting the snap, which is a good one. Ward's kick is away at the short end over end that will bounce and hit a Southern Utah player at about the 45-yard line. Let's see if they spot it where it was touched. No, they're going to spot it where it went out of bounds. No, they are going to spot it up here at about the 44. It was touched by a Southern Utah player, so the Cowboys will have great field position at the Southern Utah 44-yard line.
So that's the whole scenario.
Yep.
Just if we win that field position, they lose that field position. So we're on the plus end of the field now. When I say plus and minus, the 50-yard line, if you're going in, it's plus.
Yeah.
If you're backing up, it's minus.
So first down Cowboys from the 44. Folks leading at 10-0, 10:23 to go here now in the first half. Cowboys defensively have really kept Southern Utah in check, Johnny. 29 yards total in the first quarter, and what they gained about 10 yards on that last series.
Well, actually, Southern Utah got a break in that series when a fumble just laid there on the ground, almost like a center snap.
Yep.
You know, we didn't get to that thing, and they actually came by and ran the play.
They did. First and 10, folks. Peru up under center. Leonard and Johnson in the backfield behind him. Franklin in motion left to right. Play fake, Peru to throw. Looks long, throws long. Lawrence takes the grab. Touchdown, Cowboys. Quinton goes deep once again. Peru on target. Cowboys with another score.
There it is. There it is. There's the compensation for us having a great receiver not in the ball game. All the other receivers are picking it up a notch. Peru's a player. Peru is a good football player. Again, I say this every time. I'm big on cerebral quarterback. He's probably a 3, 4, 5 or better student, and just a tough kid. And like I say, quarterbacks do about 20 things that you don't realize they're doing.
Versajay in to try the extra point. Connor to hold for him.
Let Versajay here kick it all the way to the goal post. I mean, to the scoreboard.
I'm just hoping he keeps his feet with the bad ground there. He does so. The kick is up, and it is way past where he needed to kick it. It's good. Cowboys leading 17-0. Back in 1 minute on the McNeese Sports Network.
In Southwest Louisiana, we value the safety of our loved ones and the security of our families. But when this very security is threatened by personal injury due to the carelessness of others, you need to know your rights and where you can go for answers.
We've been helping seriously injured people for over 30 years. As a lawyer with personal injury experience, I understand the value of security and how much we stand to lose by not having it.
Vice Palermo and Veron, your experienced litigation team.
Hi, I'm Philip Tarver for Lake Charles Toyota, inviting you to come in for a first-class shopping experience. We have a vast inventory and a professional sales staff to meet with you in a comfortable, open environment. Your service experience begins with a professional, courteous welcome and continues through valet delivery upon completion. Our unique amenities include complimentary beverages, child's play area, a large waiting lounge, and a gift shop and wireless internet. We all work very hard to give you the first-class service you're worthy of at Lake Charles Toyota, Gerstner Memorial, south of I-210, where we know you by your name.
Cowboys score on a 44-yard touchdown strike. Quentin Lawrence on the reception, his second TD of the ball game. Peru threw it. Cowboys lead it 17-0, 10:15 to go first half. Looks to kick off here. Back deep. It's Miller. This kick will go low, and it will roll to Nick Miller at his 11. Bobbles it, picks it up. Up across the 20. Makes the move there, and out across the 25 to the 26-yard line he goes. Southern Utah starts first and 10 right there. I'm wondering if Versajay had some trouble with his footing.
He must have, because that was the win. That was every opportunity to really kick it.
Oh, flags are down. I guess the Cowboys must have been offside. That hurt.
Well, I thought that was a flag, but then I thought maybe it was a kicking fee, but it is a flag.
Offside against the Cowboys is the call.
They might take the ball where it is, though.
At the 26, I bet they will take
No, okay. I thought the official had the ball where it was going to be.
They'll make them kick it.
I would, yeah. A flat.
Anafawashe, that's another one of those names, is back with Miller now.
How many times I got to tell you this, Tom? Nobody in Lake Charles knows about their guys.
I just call it Smith. I'll do that. The kick is high. Anafawashe goes back into the end zone, and he will take the lead.
Blake.
3 yards deep.
That's a great job. What kicking from the 25-yard line. He gets a touchdown.
That's a 78-yard kickoff, Johnny, so he does get to pat his stats a little bit.
Well, the other one doesn't count. It goes away.
Right. 10:09 to go. Second quarter. Cowboys leading 17-0.
Well, that's a big deal for those guys covering those kickoffs, having to run that distance and go in the end zone. I thought he was going to run it out for a moment, dude.
You wonder if he outkicked the coverage on one that's 75 yards.
Yeah.
Only Trey Bennett could run that fast. First down for Southern Utah from their 20. Marshall, the quarterback, in the shotgun with 3 receivers on the right side and 1 to the left.
My man Jared Dolan's always down there. I promise you that.
Quarterback will tease. Marshall will now pitch, and it's loose. Cowboys have the football. Alan Nelson with the recovery at the 33-yard line. Marshall was past the line of scrimmage. He pitched it on the and it went right off the tailback's chest and down onto the ground.
But you know, it was strange, Tom. He didn't need to pitch.
He did. You know, he'd already gained about 6 yards.
I forgot to say hello to my main man, Dylan Reese.
Yep, Dylan.
We missed him. Yeah, we missed Dylan.
Can't wait to have him back at Cowboys Stadium where he belongs on Saturday night.
There you go.
First down, Cowboys from the 33. That's the second turnover of the game for Southern Utah. Both of them have been fumbled. And Mark Fontenot steps in at quarterback for this series. Pushes the tailback. Fontenot wants to throw and does. Looking for Davis, and it's incomplete. Flag will come down. Contact came before Davis had a chance to make the grab. We'll see if it's going against Southern Utah or against the Cowboys. It is going to go against Southern Utah, I believe, and that'll be pass interference. I knew Fontenot was in the game because he had a clean shirt. Pass interference against the Thunderbirds. It'll be a spot foul and an automatic first down. Well, no, it'll be a 15-yarder because it's beyond 15 yards.
You know, McNeese has got kind of a different situation. You always say the left tackle. He's got to be your best player because the quarterback's got his back. Well, we got a right-handed quarterback and a left-handed quarterback, so we got to have 2 good tackles. And then we got 1 hurt. Tackle hurt.
See where they spot it. They're going to say 15 yards, so it was beyond it, and it will go to the 18-yard line. A Cowboys first down. They're knocking on the door once again, leading 17-0.
You know, Tom, as minor as this might sound, as small as this might sound, you do coach somewhat on how to recover a fumble. That ball is not bobbling around. When it's fumbled, our guys are recovering it and securing it. You know, it's not bobbling around in the backfield.
Inside give to Bush. Nothing there. He might have gotten a yard. Southern Utah might have jumped offside there, but there was no flag. We'll call it no gain for Chris Bush. Second down at 10 at the 18.
No gain for Bush. Is that in the polls or?
Hasn't gained in the polls in years, so that's no surprise.
We're not supposed to get
even with our humor. Second and 10. Fontenot up under center. Bush is the tailback. Pair of receivers right, 1 to the left. Quick drop, Fontenot throws. Triple with the reception and a short pickup. He got about 4, maybe 5. He's inside the 15-yard line. We'll call it the 14. Going to set up a 3rd and 6 for the Cowboys.
You know, Tom, I guess you said, I know you said earlier about Appalachian State. Wofford beating Appalachian State. Where they got 1,400 students with real small school and everything. So
one of those.
That was a big, big surprise. What was the latest on ULL? And
ULL was ahead of Troy,
14-0. That was early in the first.
3rd and 6. Cowboys at the 14. Fontenot back to throw. Rolls left. Sets up and throws back the other way. And it is caught by Mangan inside the 5. He bobbled that about 4 times before he hauled it in for a Cowboys first down. First and goal at the 4.
What it was a low throw, and he went down, And I don't think he had any intention to catch it at that point. Bounce it back up and let me catch it when it comes back good.
That was a good dig.
Yeah.
If it was volleyball, that was a dig by Mangan, and he knocked it up to himself, and he made the grab and went out of bounds at the 4. First and goal, Cowboys.
You know, they use this term more in the NFL than anything, and that's a pocket presence. Boy, Farouk has a pocket presence. He's cool in that pocket.
Pushes the tailback. Fontenot up under center. Franklin in motion. Play fake. Fontenot sets up the throw. There's Mangan open. End zone touchdown. Wes Mangan with the grab. Fontenot with the throw, and the Cowboys increase their lead.
Good job, Mark Fontenot. I've been anxious to see Mark getting the ball.
Yeah, he hasn't really gotten much time.
He's a good player. And, we don't miss a whole lot when he comes in. Well, if we miss anything on these drives.
8:30 left second quarter. Mangan with a touchdown reception. This time it's from Fontenot. The Cowboys lead is now 23-0. Extra point from Berthier is yet to come. Snap and hold of there. Kick is up, and it is good. Cowboys 24, Thunderbirds nothing. Back in 30 seconds on the McNeese Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Philip Tarver for Lake Charles Toyota, inviting you to come in for a first-class shopping experience. We have a vast inventory and a professional sales staff to meet with you in a comfortable, open environment. Your service experience begins with a professional, courteous welcome and continues through valet delivery upon completion. Our unique amenities include complimentary beverages, child's play area, a large waiting lounge, and a gift shop and wireless internet. We all work very hard to give you the first-class service you're worthy of at Lake Charles Toyota, Gerstner Memorial, south of I-210, where we know you by your name.
Transformer Sector 2. Through wind and rain, storms and sunshine, we're always working hard to earn your trust and confidence. Always working hard to make a difference, because we live here too. For service and information, visit Entergy.com. Entergy, the power of people.
Miller and Pendley back deep this time for Southern Utah. Here's the approach five versus Jay and the kick.
Boy, that's a beautiful kick.
All the way out of the end zone.
All the way, and high. I mean, I don't know, what, 3.5, 4 seconds maybe.
So 8:30 remaining, and Southern Utah starts first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
These football team as well. Just, you'll see other teams push or do and they
back away.
Back away, yeah.
Well, they've had to get disciplined in that because that cost us several times over the past, 5 or 8 years.
You know, our keys to victory are pretty good now. They, we are duplicating a lot of the ULL performance. Although I don't think this team's probably as good as ULL, because the other one's a 1H2. This team is pretty salty now. They play good people.
Marshall out of the shotgun on first down. 4 receivers in the game. One of them will go in motion. Marshall will keep, and he's hit right at the line of scrimmage by Alan Nelson. Maybe got a half a yard. Nelson's having a nice ball game for the Pokes. He got another fumble recovery a while ago. And makes the tackle there. We'll call it second and 10 with the ball at the 20.
Well, Smitty's back in.
Smith is there on
second and
right
long
hand.
or third and long.
Yeah.
Needs to be in.
Needs to pad those stats.
Yeah.
Marshall from the shotgun. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. There's the tailback beside him. Back to throw Marshall. Under pressure, down he goes, and it's Brian Smith. Smith with the sack, and a flag is going to come down.
Well,
and Marshall appears to be hurt.
What was the flag? What was the flag?
I don't know.
I didn't see the celebration. He can't be on the tackle.
I don't know. Marshall is down. What happened was Smith planted it basically head first into the ground.
Yeah. Well, why would they boo that play?
I don't know.
He did a good job.
Really good job.
I tell you what, it was the only way they could get him down. He had him up in the hip.
No. Well, now we turn our attention to Marshall and hope he's okay.
Yeah, I hope he's okay. How big a player is Marshall, quarterback?
Marshall's pretty fair size. We certainly hope he's a tough-looking player. I know Matt Viator had lots of nice things to say about Marshall, the way he ran the offense for Southern Utah in the game last year. We're still getting Marshall off the field now on the gurney. Let's see if we see any indication that he's moving, which is what you always want to see. I mean, you want to see him wave or raise his thumb up or something like that, just to give all the fans the indication that, it's not something like what
it's a head and neck.
It's a head and neck.
Heads in this deal. Yeah. I don't care. All these players are human. It does affect the next series of plays.
Of course it does.
You can't. I mean, you can be on defense. You're going to. Yeah. A retaliation against Smitty. Yeah, but it doesn't need to be. It's not. I mean, Smitty would probably be the first one to feel bad about this. But it's football.
Things happen. Cody Stone is in. He works some shotgun on 1st and 10, Southern Utah. Clock starts and runs with 7:40 to go. Stone now steps up under center. He'll give to the tailback Sanchez, who is hit by Brian Smith and Trey Bennett at the line of scrimmage. Down he goes for no gain, and a flag will come down. I think they're going to get the Cowboys for a late hit here, and that's going to be very unfortunate and probably not a good call. But we've got a couple of flags on it. I think it's going against the Cowboys. Look out. Now, that's 5 major penalties.
Yeah, that's too much. Yeah.
That's going against one of our defensive backs, Viggers.
And he's out of the, I mean, he's not being thrown out of the team, but that means he's pulling out of the game. Now, that needs to just stop. Let's stop it right now. Absolute crowd, the officials don't just call them all together.
Yeah. Well, and what it is now is they're looking at us.
Yeah.
They are. They're looking at us.
Yeah.
They're looking at McNeese. I promise you they are. They wouldn't have called that a moment ago.
That's one of the toughest things you ever have to do in football is win to curb aggression.
Yeah.
I mean, you want kill, that attitude, but when do you curb aggression?
First down, Southern Utah from their 41 now after the penalty. Stone back to throw, throws near side. Caught, short gain, out across the 45. I'll throw the flag on them. He just kicked our guy in the helmet, and they don't call a thing. That is just ridiculous.
Well, there's going to be some retaliation, and
they're looking at us, Johnny, right now. They are. I promise you, that's what's going on.
Well, this is that point in time when I think that the officials should retake control of the
Absolutely.
game, bring them all together.
Well, you take control by calling it both ways.
Yeah. But you're right.
That was right in front of him, and it was a blatant kick to the helmet.
Well, I think it's because he's from their bench also.
Yeah. 2nd and 5 at the 46. High snap. Stone has it. Drops back to throw lots of time. Now the pressure comes, and he runs. He is hit and stopped after a short pickup about the 46, maybe the 47-yard line. So it'll be 3rd and 3 or so for Southern Utah.
Well, now I'm looking for things. I promise you, it looks like somebody was being held big time in the middle of that line.
You're not going to be happy with penalty yardage when you see the stats.
No, I'm not. Certainly
because
I'm
we've gotten 5 that have been bigger than 5 yards.
Well, not only I'm going to not be happy with, and neither is Coach Beaver.
Right.
I don't know about Brian's penalty. I just don't know.
3rd and 4 from the 47. Going out of the shotgun. Drops the throw. Blitz is coming. Throws under pressure. Catch is not made. Incomplete. Southern Utah wants interference.
Now, see, this quarterback hurt.
Uh-oh.
And we had 3 guys back there. Now, what do? Slow him down?
Yeah. It is. Now a penalty. I think it's going against their bench for some yakking.
Yeah,
their quarterback, Stone, he is hurt.
See, we had 3 guys back there on the sack. Now, he's hurt. Now, their bench is hollering at our team and everything like it's something dirty. It's not dirty. That's not dirty. There's 3 guys on the tackle. Coach people to meet us the quarterback.
That's right.
Sideline.
I thought so.
Yeah. See,
too much chirping going on, and it's going to be 4th. It's going to be after the play, so it's going to back them up, and they're going to have to punt from back at their 32-yard line.
It's nothing.
5:45 left in the first half. Cowboys lead it 24-0. Before the play is slowed down and not chippy here late in the second. Ball is dropped. It's loose on the ground, and down goes the punter with the football. The Cowboys will have it at the 18-yard line. The punter, Ward, simply dropped the snap. I think it was okay. The snap was right there for him, but he couldn't hang on. Great field position for the Cowboys.
A lot of this retaliation and business and hollering, and there's a lot of frustration about the game also.
Yeah, they're out. They are out of what they should be thinking of. Let's go to the sidelines. Richard Dow. Rich?
Well, we all watched Wesker taken off the field. They just had some screaming step. Yes, he got carted off on the backboard. Mostly precautionary. He's better off than he looked when he left the field.
Good deal. Glad to hear that. Fontenot pitches to Penland, who sweeps right. tries to cut back, flips a bit, but gets maybe 4 yards to the 15-yard line. Penland on the carry makes it 2nd down and 6.
I say this team is very, very frustrated. Yeah. 24 to nothing down. Still 5 minutes to go in the half, and
they've gotten out of their game.
They also get beat
pretty badly. Yeah. 2nd and 6 at the 15 of Southern Utah.
If we get a chance, Tom, could you ask Richard about, did you see movement?
He did.
Oh, okay, good.
Peru to throw. Under pressure, does throw. End zone, incomplete. Mangan, the intended target. Peru is under pressure. That's really the first time all night Southern Utah has gotten good push against the Cowboy offensive line. And Peru, who was rolling right, had to stop and scramble a bit to get in a position to throw it. Threw it incomplete for Mangan.
Well, you know, medical stuff. Wasn't that a great thing what they did in that Everett? They pioneered it at Miami University. We think of Miami University as a football place, and here they're getting this breakthrough in medicine at Miami University that saves the guy's almost his life, really, with the final call.
Peru tries to set up a screen. Penland makes the grab. He's hit after a short gain, and it'll be a field goal try for the Cowboys, as Penland is stopped at the 14-yard line. Looks like Blake Versajay will come in and attempt. It should be a chip shot for him if he's able to keep his footing.
You know something? The bad footing and everything, it makes bad footing, but it also makes it like running in space. It also makes you very, very tired.
No doubt. Connor will hold, spotting it at the 20. It's on the left hash mark, a 30-yard attempt for Versajay. He hit earlier in the game from 22. Snap and hold are there. Versajay's kick has much distance, and it is good. 4:12 to go, first half. Our score, Cowboys 27, Thunderbirds nothing.
Transformer Sector 2. Through wind and rain, storms and sunshine, we're always working hard to earn your trust and confidence. Always working hard to make a difference, because we live here too. For service and information, visit Entergy.com. Entergy, the power of people.
4:11 left, first half. Versajay with a pair of field goals. The Cowboys with 3 touchdowns, all of them through the air. Lead it 27 to nothing. Have dominated the ball game.
You know, all of this that we've been talking about, for goodness sake, don't think that we're putting, I mean, we are playing good football, very good football. We're duplicating, and don't let this have anything to do with that.
Booming kick by
we're not doing anything wrong.
8 yards deep, and Miller will not think about bringing it out. He'll take the knee there. And once again, Southern Utah starts 1st and 10 from their 20. And no flags. Good job by the special teams of not getting into anything there. I think they knew if Versajay stayed up on his feet, he could blast that one through the end zone.
Well, there's a lot of talking going on, but you always get that on special teams, because sometimes that's the only play they get in the game.
Those guys get so charged up, and they only get to play, every 10 minutes or so.
But we're playing good, and physically, we're giving them a whipping.
1st and 10. Southern Utah will have Stone at quarterback. He'll work from the shotgun. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Got a pair of running backs beside him. Play fake. Stone to throw. Throws long. Near side. This one's going to be incomplete, nearly picked off. Cowboys had a much better position to make the grab there. There's a flag down late on the play. Oh, no. What could this be? At the line of scrimmage. Marcus Brown with good coverage had the best chance. A chop block against Southern Utah, actually a clip call.
Now, see, that's going to be probably against an offensive lineman, and that's not very nice either. So set somebody up and then cut it to the side.
4:04 to play first half. Cowboys leading 27 to nothing.
I promise you, that Southern Utah didn't have anybody that could simulate
our
Smith's ability at defensive end and speed.
Stone drops back into shotgun now. Cowboys rush 4. Stone back to throw. Throws near side, and it's incomplete as the receiver went up high to try to make the play. He had good coverage for the Cowboys right there at the 20-yard line. The receiver unable to make the grab. That was Gritton, one of the SWAT backs who went up for the grab and couldn't make it. 2nd and 20.
I'm seeing before the ambulance come back. I didn't see the player get out, but what Richard told us, I think, was good news.
Very good news. Oh, happy to hear that. 2nd and 20. Shotgun for Stone. Wants to throw. Does throw over the middle. Has a receiver. Makes the grab. Running room and a block. Crosses the 30 and has the first down. Good open field tackle by Walker of the Cowboys, but that's going to be a 20-yard gain and a Southern Utah first down. That's the play of the night.
Play of the night, yeah.
And what happened was they made the catch and then had blockers as he was crossing against the grain.
You know, that play ought to show you another thing. He's going to run over number 9. I'm going to run over, and he didn't run over number 9. Our number 9 stopped in his track.
Walker with the very good open field form tackle there. Stone quickly out of the huddle. In the shotgun, takes the snap, wants to set up a screen and does, but throws it at the feet of Sanchez, who had nothing but open field in front of him. That's incomplete, 2nd and 10.
I'd say that we've got good defensive players, and maybe I'd say this too much. We've got some good defensive, great defensive players, but our plan looks good each week, every week. You know, it looks like the coaches have done their homework. They've got them in the right position, and that, along with good players, it's a pretty good combination.
2nd and 10, Southern Utah from their 30. Clock is stopped with 3:29 to go in the first half. Cowboys leading 27-0. For Stone. Go ahead, Johnny.
For 63 scholarships, we play an awful lot of players, too.
Stone takes the snap. Inside gives Sanchez. Sheds a couple of tacklers and some more. Goes down after about a 4-yard gain with Johnny Sanchez. He's a shifty runner.
Yeah.
He doesn't move forward quickly, but nobody can catch up to him and get good hands on it.
It's his left and right.
Yeah.
You know,
he's very quick side to side.
Slide. It's kind of a slide.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
3rd and 6 after the 3-yard pickup, or 4-yard pickup actually by Sanchez. Looked like a lot more based on all the activity that he had. 3rd down here with the clock running under 3 minutes left in the half. Stone in the shotgun, 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Stone will throw over the middle. Catch is made, close to a first down. Miller with the reception, and I think we're going to get a penalty.
Now they're looking for it.
Yeah, they are.
They're looking for it.
They're going to get a roughing the passer call against the Cowboys.
Roughing the pass.
Wow. Yeah. And Johnny, they're looking for it for us. They are. They got us in the target.
But Tom, I mean, the only thing that guy can do is let up a little bit, and you as a coach don't coach that.
I know.
You know, I don't know. I'm against the penalty. I think they're looking for it.
They are looking for it, specifically from the guys in white. Yeah. It's 27-0. The fans were angry at what they thought was a cheap call or a cheap play by us. And since that time, they've just been throwing yellow hankies left and right.
But you know me, Tom, and you know how I do not like them. And I'd be the first to say if they were not, if they were not deserving penalties.
1st and 10 for Southern Utah at the Cowboy 45. That would have been a first down anyway on the grab, but they'll tack 15 on to the end of the play. Stone lost the snap. It's loose on the ground. I think Stone got it back at about the 48-yard line. Yes, he did. It'll be a loss of 3 on the play, 2nd and 12.
You worry about this as a coach. You worry about, I don't think you have to worry about Smith. He'll be there. Right?
Yeah.
But you worry about that next time the defensive tackle is going, and how fast, how much aggression does he have?
Yeah.
And you don't want him to lose any of it.
2nd and 13. And that last penalty, I didn't see. If we got a blow to the head or something like that, it's a good penalty. But I didn't see anything like that. I wasn't looking for it.
I saw a blocker back there with him, too.
2nd and 13, Stone. Play fake, wants to throw. Rolling right, does throw. Throws to the right side. Incomplete. Miller had his hands on it. No, that's not Miller. That is Britton. No, it's Michael Logan, 16, who couldn't hang on. It's 3rd and 13.
And Tom, there's no doubt we have a favorite team out on that team.
We are fans.
Yeah, we are fans. But I agree with you 100% that they're trying to teach us a lesson.
Yeah, we have. Stay back, yeah.
And that's not a good lesson.
No, and what you hate is if somebody gets word out that we had all these penalties, they think we're a cheap team.
Yeah, we're not.
And down the road, somebody else is going to be looking for it because of that. Here's the 3rd down play with Stone in the shotgun. Lots of time. Now the coverage breaks down, and Stone is in trouble. avoids the sack. Here comes Jackson, who strips the ball, and Stone falls on top of it, way back in the backfield at the 41-yard line. I think that's going to be a sack for Valen Jackson because he knocked the ball out, and Stone falls on it at the Thunderbird 39. Clock runs with 1:17 to go. It's going to be 4th and long, and Southern Utah will be forced to punt here. You know, they would be wise to let the clock run as long as they can here.
You know, the guy that's really in a bind, Tom, is the blitzing defensive back. It's uncovered. Yeah, he's coming and coming and coming, and he's got to stop.
Ward kicks it away. Franklin will let it bounce, and it will roll down to the 20 and inside the 22, the 18-yard line. 50 seconds left in the first half. Cowboys leading at 27-0. Will most likely take a knee here and end the first half.
I know how the football players think. They think, why couldn't we have run the clock out right down here on this end so we have a shorter distance to run to the dressing room? Now you see they're on the other. Why did you get such a kick?
They're mad at Carlise for not trying to return
right.
and let it roll
down here so they have a shorter distance. Yeah.
Cowboys will have Peru at quarterback, and they will go into, well, actually they're in an I formation. They're probably going to run at least one play for real. It's a draw play to Leonard. And Leonard got a yard or two. No, he didn't. He lost a yard or two. Back at the 15-yard line. There will probably be one more play, and then the half will come to an end. 2 on the play. Yeah, the Pokes will have to run one more. They'll probably take a knee here, I would guess. Peru is up under center. And a give to Leonard, runs up the middle to the line of scrimmage, and then a yard or two. 12 seconds left in the half, and it will come to an end with our score. Cowboys 27, Southern Utah nothing. Halftime upcoming. We'll be back in just a moment on the McNeese Sports Network.
Papa, it's time for a big All-Star Challenge.
That's right, Gabby. We're challenging all other dealers. This is the All-Star Challenge.
That's right. We're challenging those dealers of this new Yukon that's got that new flex fuel engine and gets great gas mileage. When can I talk?
Here at All-Star, we not only challenge you with price, but we challenge you with style.
And don't forget, All-Star's a family dealer where we treat you like a family. Hey, Papa, what's the trade-in for this?
We are professional grade.
Transformer Sector 2. Through wind and rain, storms and sunshine, we're always working hard to earn your trust and confidence. Always working hard to make a difference, because we live here too. For service and information, visit Entergy.com. Entergy, the power of people.
What do you do? Go tell your team not to be as aggressive and as good as they are. Come and get the quarterback. But I think we're playing very good, tough, Southern football.
You know. One of the things we noticed is the sun has gone down now here in Cedar City, and it's just about completely dark. The lighting here is very, very poor at Eccles Coliseum, so we'll be squinting a little bit, trying to do our best to figure out who's who. I'd hate to be shooting this for television because it's very, very dark out there. And not only that, the lights are very low on the sidelines. There's just 4 light standards, but those are probably less than half as high as they are at Cowboy Stadium.
Well, I don't think they're the newest metal halide type of lights either. I think they're the old antiquated, but it's got best spotter in football up there with us to get that first down for us.
Versus Jay's kick will go to Miller, 2 yards deep in the end zone. He'll bring it out, crossing the 5 and the 10. Going parallel, and he's going to be taken down by Bennett at the 12-yard line. Great kick coverage by Trey Bennett. Man,
Trey Bennett's the man.
He is so good on those special teams. We love to watch him.
You know, another thing, Tom, is that you need to travel with the football team, and all these big, giant gladiators, and you need to travel with them. And mama's baby boy. I mean, you're talking about some of the parents are up here. Just the mama, and these are good kids, and it's just kids, and not gladiators, and there's no reason to boo a young kid or any of that kind of stuff.
Sanchez on the carry for Southern Utah, and has running room on the left side. He's got a first down. Well, we don't see that very often, but he got past Bennett, who was trying to cut him off with a corner. Nearly did at the line of scrimmage, but once Sanchez got past him, it was a good, 15 yards? No, not quite 15 yards, 13 yards, the 16-yard line, excuse me, the 26-yard line, 1st and 10, Southern Utah.
You know, Tommy, if they were a run offense, a real, it would be hard to find the football.
Yep.
You know, the mud and the dark uniform.
Since Stone has been in at quarterback, we've not seen a lot of the option read play. I don't know that he's quite as capable of running it as Marshall was. We've seen almost entirely pass plays. Well, there it is. They give this to Sanchez, and he's got no place to go. Lost a couple of yards. There's Valen Jackson to clog things up. He got some help from teammates there. Mason was in on the tackle as well.
Well, they have to play their backup quarterback. Okay, so 14 has to go in the game as the backup quarterback. One of our best tries is with our backup quarterback. Right, you know, so backup quarterback to backup quarterback.
We're beating them at this point.
Yeah, you know.
2nd and 11. They'll spot it at 25. Not Marshall, it's Stone. Marshall's not returned since he left injured. He's in the shotgun. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. Play fake, Stone to throw. Time, he'll throw over the middle and incomplete. Hit his receiver, looked like about on his thighs there. The pass was written.
But, you know, I thought that we might have got a hand on that.
It's possible. You know, we have a guy in front.
Yeah, it looks like we're in pretty good position to get a hand on.
One of our linebackers was in Nelson. Stepping in front.
I don't know, some of those numbers get kind of hard to see, too.
So when somebody new checks into the ballgame, they've got a clean white shirt for the Cowboys.
That needs to have made their numbers a little more bolder and easier to see.
3rd and 11. Stone in the shotgun. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. He's got a pair of running backs in the backfield with him. Inside give. Fullback has running room. 1st down. He'll be ridden out of bounds, out across the 40. Mr. Manu, the ball carrier, at the 41-yard line. Well, the Cowboys were thinking pass, and Southern Utah thought of looking with a run.
Yeah, I'd say 27-0. You got a 10%. They'll be all right. They'll get it together. Something like that maybe needs to happen.
1st and 10, Southern Utah. Cowboys leading 27-0 early in the second half. Stone at quarterback. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. Long snap count here. There was movement. They'll run the play here. Now they will call it dead or blow the whistle.
That's the only option. Yeah.
I'm sure it was. Cowboys did come across, make contact, but there was movement on the line.
I think they'd let the play continue if it was a defense.
They would only stop it if defense if there was contact.
Unobstructed
or if there was contact. Yeah. And it's offside against the Cowboys. Oh, yes. Now, 1st and 5. They blew the whistle because we made contact with them. If you touch another player. 1st and 5.
Well, actually, Southern Utah got a bad break, so they'd got a free play.
You know, 2 receivers to either side. Stone in the shotgun. They're at their own 49-yard line now. Opening drive of the second half. Southern Utah going into the wind here. Cowboys blitz. Stone to throw. As a receiver, makes the grab at the Cowboys 40. That's Britton with the catch. And that'll be a 1st down for Southern Utah. Here's the ball. Yeah, they are. Cowboys a little flat in the early going in the second half here.
Well, it's kind of understandable, really, with the way the first half was.
The Cowboys just dominated, and then things really slowed down at the tail end of the half. The Cowboys just reach back in defensively and make some plays here. Stone up under center. You would hate to see them get a little confidence.
Well, you know, I don't see Smith. I don't see Valen Jackson.
The running play, and that's Sanchez, and not a lot there. He got across the 40 to the 38 or so. Where do they spot the ball? Got a couple on the play.
If I'm not mistaken, I don't see Brian Smith or Valen.
No, they're neither one of them in the game. They were on this drive just a moment ago, both in the ball game.
But I did see Bennett.
Yeah. Nelson is in there. Viggers is in there. Key.
Not unusual, though. I mean,
There
to
to
have that group in there. I mean, they play an awful lot of players.
Stone in the shotgun, 2nd and 8. High snap, comes down with it, has lots of time to throw. Now the coverage breaks down. Stone rolls, throws, out of bounds. Threw it away into his own bench wisely there as he was getting near the sideline. 3rd and 8 for Southern Utah.
So we got the Fox of the Far West up here, Tom, our wife. Okay.
He had some fun in Las Vegas.
I don't want to hear about it.
Neither do I. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
You were in Vegas.
I know. Not for the first night. Whatever happens, I don't want to know.
Okay.
3rd and 8. Stone. And now a flag will fly.
Well, they didn't blow the whistle.
No, they didn't blow the whistle.
We got that.
Yeah. Well, I think we made contact against Johnny, so that's the call.
Maybe the second time, but the first guy slid and got back. The whistle was never blown.
No, definitely the whistle never blew.
I didn't hear it. Oh, now what? Now
it's going to be against us. I can promise you that.
Yeah.
And in this case, I think they snap counted us offside.
Well, one thing they did.
So 3rd and 3 it will be.
One thing they did, Tom, is they huddled. The officials huddled after the play. So we always lose.
We hate that.
Yeah, we hate the huddle. We always lose when we huddle.
Instead of 3rd and 8, it's 3rd and 3 now with the ball at the Cowboys 33-yard line.
3rd down and 3 for Southern Utah.
Stone in the shotgun. 2 receivers to either side. Stone takes the snap, drops the throw. Lots of time in the throw. Is short for his tight end there, and incomplete as he caught it on a short bounce. It'll be 4th and 3. We'll see what Southern Utah decides to do here. They would be kicking into the wind, so a field goal is out of the question. Punt, it's an awful short punt, so they're probably just going to go ahead and go for it here on 4th and 3.
You know, backup quarterback's doing a good job. Tom, I didn't see in the stats that he played a lot prior to this.
He had 7 attempts on the season prior, 3 completions for 40 yards. So not a lot of activity for him. So he'll have a big 4th and 3 here for the Cowboys 33. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Stone in the shotgun with Sanchez standing beside him. Inside give to Sanchez, and he will run and get the first down and more. And he's inside the Cowboys 20 and out of bounds. So they ran for it on 4th and 3 and easily got the first down at the 19 of the Cowboys. Cowboys coming out particularly flat here.
Yeah. Well, and the other bunch coming out pretty excited. I think the quarterback getting a little playing time has come back a little bit.
You would hate to have the first drive of the second half give them some confidence, wouldn't you? That they can play. That's exactly what you don't want. You want to just bury them right away. First down at the Cowboy 19. Stone in the shotgun. Takes the snap, drops the throw. Lots of time. Now he'll run and he'll throw, and it is incomplete at about the 3-yard line. Nearly caught on a dive by one of the wide receivers out there. I think that was Jeremy Edwards who almost came down with it.
You know, Tom, anytime we take a flight for a game, I always miss the cookie lady.
Yep.
There's Frances Buchanan. We want to say hello to her and wish you were with us.
2nd and 10. It's at the Cowboy 18-yard line. You said the 19 earlier. It's tough to see down there. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right for Southern Utah. Sanchez is the tailback. Stone works from the shotgun. Comes up to the line of scrimmage. Backs back out. Rolls right. Pitches. Sanchez on the option. Is hit after a short gain, run out of bounds. We'll check the spot of the ball. Took it near the 16-yard line. So a short gain, it'll be 3rd and 8.
You know, I'm anxious to see someday, that particular offense. If they ever do get a bad pitch, if the official calls it an incomplete pass, you know, because it's almost a fall. It's really falling
close to it.
But is he in position to see that? You know?
With the ball spotted at the 15, it's 3rd and 7 for Southern Utah. Stone changes the play or gives some instructions to his line. Now back into the shotgun. High snap. Stone with a shuttle pass. And the fullback has it and has very little room to run. Usamanu with the catch. And it's at the 15-yard line.
Prove me once, my fault. Prove me twice.
Yeah.
Your fault. That didn't go over the way it first down.
4th and 7. We'll see if Southern Utah goes for it here, trailing 27-0. It looks like they will. The ball at the Cowboys' 15-yard line.
Did I say that prove me once, right thing right?
I don't know how to say it right either, so it doesn't matter. We all know what it means. We just don't know how to say it. 4th and 7, and they go for it. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. Watch Sanchez out of the backfield here. Back to throw. Stone sets up and fires. He's got a receiver who cannot hang on to the ball. He dropped it, and the Cowboys will take over.
You know something, I don't know if this, I really don't know this has any bearing on anything, but we're not getting that pass rush.
No, we aren't.
Getting the penalties on.
Yeah.
You know, do we corral or what, you know?
Well, the Cowboys dodged the drive by Southern Utah. That was their best offensive drive of the night. Cowboys hang on to their 27-0 lead, 11:25 to play third quarter. And the Cowboy offense takes to the field for the first time in the second half. Peru is the quarterback. Leonard is the tailback. Pair of receivers to the left side for the Cowboys. And Johnson, the fullback, in motion. Play fake. Peru to throw. Does throw near side. He's got Franklin. Makes the grab for the first down at the 37-yard line. Carly Franklin with the catch. That's good for over 20 yards. A gain of about 21 for Franklin on the catch.
Well, let's set that play up, Tom. On the right hash mark. Long out there. Track 20 yards for 53. It's 33 something on the line. And he gets it in there. Peru is right on top.
Peru is up under center with Leonard the tailback on first down. The ball at the 36. Gives to Leonard running left. He's blocking in front of him, and he breaks free. He's at midfield 45-40. Taken down at the 30-yard line of Southern Utah. From behind is Danny Leonard. Best run from scrimmage for the Cowboys since the first quarter.
Well, Kyle Lincoln is a heck of a ball.
He had a great cadre of Cowboys in front of him there. On the block on the left side, Leonard. Yep. You got it, Thesaurus. Look it up. 11 minutes left.
Well, the Kyle Lincoln. Well, you got to say Nangham was the best thing that allowed Kyle to go to tackle because he failed to tackle. I'll tell you that.
First and 10 pokes from the 30 of Southern Utah. Gets to the tailback, and that is, I don't know who that is for the Cowboys. Who ran the football? Ely Hubbard with his first carry of the year. Never knew that. Yeah, he got it. So Hubbard in the backfield.
We're playing it all. We've got a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, we do. So it'll be second down and 2. 10:30 left. Third quarter. Cowboys on top, 27-0.
You know, that's why you can have a Whitehead get hurt and not be, you know, when you play a lot of guys early in the season and get them a lot of playing time, like Mark Funk. You know, he's been played in the last 2 years.
Hubbard again on the carry, has the first down. He slips after he gets inside the 20 and goes down at the 19-yard line. That'll be enough for a Cowboys first down.
When you play on a good team, a real exceptionally good team, you know, like Alex Leonard, you know, his stats won't be good, but what could be if he runs it 30 times a game, you know, like West, 15. He ran it 30 times a game.
Vic was here. We had Jacob Prim, and we had, who was the tailback for Sulphur? I can't think of his name right now.
Oh, yeah. Always got the big plays. He always had a big play every game.
First and 10 Cowboys. Flag flies as the Cowboys run the football once again, as Elric Jones gets the carry for about 5. They're going to call it for holding here. And the Cowboys are way over 100 yards of penalties now. That'll push them back. It was first and 10 at the 19. Probably go back, I'm not sure if that's from the spot or from the line of scrimmage. Or they'll march off the holding call. The flag is at the 19, which is the line of scrimmage. So it'll be first and 20 for the Cowboys. Called Kyle Link for it.
Yeah, well, Kyle Link had it down on the ground.
Back out to the 29 go the Cowboys.
You know, another rule they need to change. Just go ahead and ask the coach whether he wants the down or the distance.
Yeah.
players over there looking at the coach, seeing what's on me. And then just go ahead and let him know. He's going to make the call anyway. And go on with the game, Captain.
Peru from the shotgun on 1st and 20. Here comes the blitz. Peru will set up with a screen pass. Elric Jones has it and running room. 20, 15, 10, 5. Here's the goal line. Touchdown, Cowboys. A screen pass to Elric Jones, and Jones with his first score.
Well, I don't know if that was the press box. Let's say it came from the press box. The right play at the right time against the right defense. Everything's perfect.
Another touchdown pass for the Cowboys. Elric Jones with the reception. It is a 29-yard touchdown. That's the third TD of the game thrown by Peru. Fontenot has one as well. Try to get a little rowdy below it. We'll turn the crowd mic down a bit. Score comes with 9:30 left in the third. Jay's extra point is up and it's good. Cowboys lead it 34-0 back in 1 minute on the McNeese Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Philip Tarver for Lake Charles Toyota, inviting you to come in for a first-class shopping experience. We have a vast inventory and a professional sales staff to meet with you in a comfortable, open environment. Your service experience begins with a professional, courteous welcome and continues through valet delivery upon completion. Our unique amenities include complimentary beverages, child's play area, a large waiting lounge, and a gift shop and wireless internet. We all work very hard to give you the first-class service you're worthy of at Lake Charles Toyota, Gerstner Memorial, south of I-210, where we know you by your name.
Come on, it's time for a big All-Star Challenge.
That's right, Gabby. We're challenging all of the dealers. This is the All-Star Challenge.
That's right, we're challenging those dealers of this new Yukon that's got that new flex fuel engine and gives pure gas mileage.
These new GMC trucks drive so smooth, even us squirrels love them. And All-Star challenges all other dealers on the price of these new trucks and high trade-in dollars that never go down.
Hey, Papa, what's the trade-in for this?
We are professional grade.
Cowboys lead it 34-0. A 29-yard touchdown reception by Elric Jones on the screen pass from Peru. 9:30 to play, third quarter. Cowboys with the first score of the second half. Jay's kick with the win.
Oh, another beautiful kick. Another beautiful kick.
Miller, 6 yards deep, will take the knee. Oh, that's pretty beautiful. The toughest thing for Jay to keep his footing on something like that.
Yeah.
The ground as bad as it is.
Well, you know, it may be drying up a bit. That's going, yeah.
So first 10 Southern Utah from their 20. Southern Utah had a nice drive on their first possession of the second half, but failed inside the Cowboys' 20-yard line on 4th down.
Well, I think we just have to do kind of slap back into reality.
Yeah, I think you're right. 34-0 Cowboys. Cone is the quarterback. Two receivers either side. They'll give it to Fitzimanu, who runs to the near side. Oh, no, that's Sanchez, and he's running. He may be off to the races. Sanchez to the Cowboys 30, 25, out of bounds inside the 20-yard line. Freddie Sanchez, Johnny Sanchez with another penalty down there, too. Oh, great. With the long run.
Face mask. I didn't see that. Let's see.
Personal foul, face mask. I don't know. I didn't see it either. Usually they don't miss that. That's not a personal foul face mask. Yeah, that's the second personal foul face mask. We're going to break 200 yards penalties tonight. That'll be half the distance, and it'll be inside the Cowboy 10. First and goal, Southern Utah.
You know, you worry about us losing containment like that. You know, we're playing a lot of different players.
Yeah,
but we lost containment on the perimeter.
63 yards for Johnny Sanchez, plus half the distance. Plus half the distance to the goal. So down at the Cowboy 9. First and 10. First and goal for Southern Utah. Their deepest penetration into Cowboy territory here. Stone will run it to the left. He will take it to the goal line into the end zone for the touchdown. 9-yard TD run for Stone. Southern Utah is on the board. It's 34-6. Extra point upcoming.
Coach Viator's not going to like this. He's going to, you know, you got to play 4. Ultimately, somewhere down the line, you're going to be in a close game. You've got to play 4 quarters the same way. Yeah. You know, I'm sure there's a lot of just getting tired, the altitude and things like that. And,
over in to try the extra point. Southern Utah has gotten on the board here. Snap and hold are there. The kick is up. And it is good. 8:57 to go, third quarter. Cowboys lead is cut to 34-7. Back in 1 minute on the McNeese Sports Network.
Introducing the all-new Dodge Nitro, a brand new SUV that just thrives on adrenaline. With 40 available 20-inch wheels, an available 260 horsepower V6, and input for your MP3 player, and packed with exclusive one-of-a-kind features like an available load-and-go cargo floor, supplemental side curtain airbag, and an available rear seat DVD player. The all-new Dodge Nitro. Careful, it's loaded. Get a great deal on the all-new Dodge Nitro. Grab life at your Southern Dodge dealer.
Joining the ranks of great football duos,
John Elway and the Forest Truck. Eli and Nathan, first and goal.
comes the Raging Cane's tailgate and just tailgate. Spoiled fresh, never frozen Cane's chicken fingers and sauce. Cane's with just big gallons of Cane's lemonade for fresh fruit tea. Make it tail for Raider. The tailgate and just from Raging Cane's chicken fingers.
Sign up at Cane's to win tickets to the next home game plus a $75 tailgate pack.
Backup quarterback, Stone. Cody Stone with a 9-yard touchdown run, cutting the Cowboy lead to 34-7, 8:57 to go here in the third quarter. Kickoff coming for Southern Utah. They're kicking into the wind here as Lawrence and Franklin are back deep.
I tell you, I don't know who was in on defense that time, but if it weren't the starters, like we said, the starters won't be happy about giving us a shutout.
Lawrence will take this to the 18. He's to the 20. 30, 35 and down. With Lawrence on the return. It was a high short kick. You anticipate short into the wind. Had a little height on it, but Lawrence was able to come up and get it. Take it out to the 36. Cowboy offense will start first and 10 right there. 8:51 to go, third quarter. Cowboys on top, 34-7.
You know, I know that the altitude is we're very high here in ball carry and everything. But there's a few kicks that versus that kicks that I promise you would have been great kicks without the altitude, you know, and they were high.
Was there a penalty after the play? They're walking that direction.
It was a 5-yarder. No, they're moving the 6, though.
Yeah, I think it's after the 41. Must have been a 5-yard chase match. That's all I could think of. At the 41, it was at the 36. Cowboys start first and 10 with good field position. Lawrence goes in motion left to right, and that's Fontenot in at quarterback. Fontenot sets up the throw and does throw. And it's going to be caught by Smothers across midfield. Nice grab by Ramon Smothers, kind of diving for that one at about the 46-yard line of Southern Utah.
Now, Mark Fontenot had a good drive, that opening drive. He looked sharp right there. But Mark Fontenot, in the opening thing, I keep predicting the team. Mark Fontenot is the team.
Yes,
he is the team. He's about the team.
He's 4 of 4 throwing, by the way, in the ball game, so he's looked very good.
He's very good, and he's ready when we are going to be down the line, and we need
Hubbard, the ball carrier, gets about a yard inside the 45. To the 44, we'll call it a 2-yard gain, second down and 8.
Again, an honor roll student in agriculture. Another honor roll student. Good person, team member. He's not going to pout, not going to do anything. When it's time, he'll be there.
Second and 8, Cowboys. Folks will break the huddle. And Brittle to the right. Smothers and Franklin to the left. Fontenot in the shotgun has Hubbard standing beside him. Whereas Jackson is in at fullback, slotted on the left side. Fontenot to throw. Wide receiver screen to Smothers. Makes the grab, but nothing doing. Got a yard maybe to the 41-yard line. They'll call it a 2-yard pickup. It's going to leave third and about 6.
Yeah, Brittle's been quiet. You know, I don't think he's played an awful lot either. You know, I don't think we really needed the vertical passing thing.
The Cowboys have played Connor, Davis, Smothers, and Brittle in the game already tonight. Did I miss anybody besides Franklin and Quentin Lawrence?
And now, Mark and Brittle are highway.
Former high school teammates.
Highway.
Yellow Jackson, third and 6 from the 41. Uh-oh, the snap is mishandled, and falling on it is the center, Freeman.
That's unusual. I don't know what could have happened.
I think the ball flipped.
It might have. The quarterback wasn't under.
Never came. No, it was a shotgun situation, and I think the snap never got back there. Freeman just tried to pop it back there, and it rolled about a yard, and then hit something and bounced in front of him. He dove on it for the recovery. But Burchett will have to punt it away. Punting with the wind from the 41 of Southern Utah.
Now I see a punt to the wide side of the field, one of those punts like he had a while ago would be in good shape. We need a good defensive series.
Yeah, we do.
We need to come back and say, look, we're back in this one. Go back.
Although it's high, Dorsey comes down with it and kicks it away. And this one will be down by the Cowboys inside the 5. The gunner, Charlie Franklin, caught that one on the fly at the 4-yard line. Snap was a little high. Dorsey went up and got it, came down and kicked it very high.
Again, we say this each week. It's good to have an athlete back there.
Sure is.
Don Stump was an athlete.
Yeah.
He said, he'd handle it all.
Well, it worked out nicely as Southern Utah forced to start at their 4-yard line. Tough to play against the wind from your 4. Maybe the Cowboys can corral them in here and play a little field position game with them.
When you get a snap that's high, it doesn't upset you like a snap that's low. The snap that's high is the guy's letting it go. He's not pulling back, he's not holding back, he's not doing anything, he's letting it go.
Johnny Sanchez, the ball carrier, hit in the backfield, down he goes. Making the stop for the Cowboys. Turnage, the linebacker, at the line of scrimmage, no gain.
And another thing on a low snap, you always have the potential for the kicker to go down on one knee, in which he downs himself.
He does. Huh? So from the 4, 2nd and 10, Southern Utah. If we can get a hold of Richard Dow in a moment or two, find out what's happening down on the sideline. 34-7 Cowboys, 5:53 left in the third quarter. Thrown in the shotgun. There's a man in motion, that's Miller. And prior to the play, a flag comes down. I think the clock may have run out. Let's check in with Richard Dow, see what he's got from the sideline. Richard, what you know?
Interesting job there by Charlie Franklin there on the snap. A couple things. The story of Blake Bursaday just told me right as the half started. He said that they went to set up for a field goal. There's grass there, and he told the place kicker Richard Connor, just find a pivot somewhere. Connor said, okay, and he went ahead and did it. Bursaday got the pick up, and he was very complimentary of number 8, Richard Connor, on that play. It was very close down here. Cowboys keep pushing them back. No penalty there on Southern Utah.
It was a false start, so 2nd and 12 on the half the distance back at the 2-yard line.
We had an extra point kicker named Carl Pedrano that blamed it on the holder, said he put the ball up there. Now, how can you put a ball up there?
Stone to throw from the end zone, hits his receiver in stride, and has a first down. Good hit there by the Cowboys. Defensive back making the play with Josh Quayhagen, but it's a first down, as on the grab was Craig Britton for Southern Utah University.
Well, I'll tell you what, our defensive back, the receivers don't move when they step when our defensive back. That's the second time I've seen that. Number 9 earlier hit somebody and stopped in his tracks.
At the 16-yard line, 1st and 10 for Southern Utah. 5:15 to go, third quarter. Cowboys leading 34-7. Stone in the shotgun. High snap, comes down with it, wants to throw. Looks near side, throws near side. Incomplete. Cowboys should have caught it for a pick 6 there. It went through the fingertips of the Cowboys and to the intended receiver. That was Russell, who had his hands on it for the Cowboys, and would have probably taken that in.
Yeah. Well, you need that play in big games.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's a first down Southern Utah. That was poorly thrown pass by Stone, right in the hands of Russell, but it went through them and into the intended receiver's hands. Making the grab was Edwards for the first down.
He didn't get the interception and everything. He's in the right position. He's in the right, so that's positive. And then the deflection goes to the other team.
1st and 10 from the 30.
Oh, come on now. We got that.
Stone will run the play, and he'll run, and he's got running room. Into the near sideline. He's taken down after about a 5-yard gain. That was very odd. Cowboys jumped, but got back. The play started, and nobody looked to be moving. Finally,
Tom, defense is a coordinated defense. Coordinated defense. People play technique. A 1 technique is a shade. A 3 technique is a shade. A 2 technique is head up and everything. And it's coordinated. And once you jump off the side,
throws everything.
No, that guy is now out of position. That's where the ball came, is over on this side. So that defensive tackle and that linebacker on that side are coordinated. Now all of a sudden we don't have that coordination. So it makes a big difference, even if we don't get the penalty.
6 yards on the carry for Stone. 2nd and 4 for Southern Utah at the 36-yard line of the Thunderbirds. Miller in motion. Option play. They'll pitch to Miller. Miller gets some yardage across the 40. He'll have a first down and take it down at the 43-yard line by Russell of the Cowboys. And Southern Utah moves to 6 once again.
You know, another thing is it's our third team, it's our third game. And it's our third different. Sometimes after a while, you know, the vogue of offense now is Urban Meyer's Florida offense and everything. But this is the third different one. Right. It's not something we had prepared for down the line that we're bringing with us. So sometimes you get third team guys in there that have been the scout squad and not familiar with the defense. I mean the offense.
First down, Southern Utah. Give will go to Sanchez. Sanchez will be hit hard after gaining a couple of yards near the 45-yard line. Clock runs, 3:25 to go, third quarter. Cowboys lead 34-7.
Sanchez looks like he may be given not running with the same abandoned attitude he was earlier.
Well, he just took off for about 75 yards a little while ago.
I think it has a lot to do with those mustard hats.
Very possible. Cowboys at home next week to take on South Dakota. Not the same team we played last year. That was South Dakota State. South Dakota, a Division II team in transition to Division I. That's similar to what South Dakota State is doing. 2nd and 8. Stone sets up a wide receiver screen. Up on the football there. That might have been a lateral pass. It's ruled an incomplete pass, and it'll be 3rd down and 8.
Anytime they throw it from the shotgun, they're never going to call it.
Right.
You know, they just assume that it's not going to be parallel.
3rd and 8 from the 45.
Mustard helmet. That's good.
That's good. Good color.
Yeah, that's my first time with that one. We get a lot of mustard helmets around the ball, though, this year.
Yes, sir.
Boy, at ULL, we had a lot of mustard around the ball.
Pair of receivers right, one to the left. Motion man from right to left is Miller. Takes the snap, sets up the throw. Under pressure, sets up a screen, but throws it at the feet of the intended receiver incomplete, and it'll be 4th down to Southern Utah. Their punting team will come on.
Defensive linemen hate screens. They like to put too much on a trickle. Just let them come in. Smart ones, you know, they'll come back and get it.
On 4th and 8, they'll punt from their 45. No, that's their, no, it isn't. There's their punter coming in. Trevor Ward. I thought they had their regular guys out there. The fullback and the tailback are their regular. I just saw them out there. They're on the punt team. Good snap back to Ward. Kick against the wind will send Franklin over to the 20-yard line on the far sideline. He'll be taken down fairly quickly at about 25. Cowboys start 1st and 10 from their 25 with 2:32 to play here in the 3rd. We owe you a couple more commercials along the line. If we don't get them in here in the 3rd quarter, we'll take these 2 spots that we owe you at the end of the 3rd quarter. We'll figure out a way to make up those other 2 along the way in the 4th. Our stations along the network. You know, I forgot your ID at the top of the hour. We'll take one here in a moment. I'll get better at that. You have it 3 or 4 radio stations.
That's all I got my ID. They wouldn't let me know.
Fontenot is the quarterback. 1st down Cowboys. Fontenot rolls to throw. Sets up, throws it back against the grain to Mangan, who makes the reception. He is well covered at the line of scrimmage. It's going to be a very short gain for Mangan. We'll take our 10-second timeout right now for station identification on the McNeese Sports Network.
You're listening to the play-by-play action of McNeese Cowboys football on 1470 KLCO Lake Charles and 1290 KJES in Denver.
There was a holding penalty against the Cowboys there. It's going to be 10 more yards. 1st and 20 for the Cowboys. Man, we have had some penalties tonight. Some of that, you know, we did such a great job not getting penalties last week. You know, you're going to get some along the way, some of the things that happen, but other ones we've not been as disciplined as we needed to be.
We had 89 at halftime.
Yeah. Fontenot will give it to Franklin, trying to turn the corner. Franklin does. Got about 5 on the carry. 5 of the 10-yard penalty back there. It'll be 2nd down and 15.
He's telling me it's a great difference. Daylight and these lights.
Oh, yeah.
These lights are not good at all. I can hardly see across the field.
It's actually a 7-yard gain for Carly Franklin. It'll be 2nd down and 13. Scott Pendarvis was into the coach's box there. He's a business manager for...
Yeah, what's business manager doing in our box?
And he's bidding on something on eBay. He's conducting some business. Fontenot to throw. He'll hit Chris Bush out of the backfield with a short pass. Bush will get across the original line of scrimmage, across the 30-yard line. And it will be third down and about 8.
You get all your commercials in?
No, we don't.
You get my boy Jack Abear in?
I'm sure he's been somewhere along the line. Jack missed his 5th grade graduation. Did he? He's on jury duty. Third and they say 7. We'll say 7. Fontenot in the shotgun. A pair of receivers left, one to the right. Fontenot to throw. Far side he does throw, and it's caught by Penland out of the backfield, makes the grab, and is down at the midfield stripe. Todrick Penland with the grab, and had some open field, just was one tackle away from breaking that one for the distance.
You know, I was trying to figure out who Mark reminded me. He's a passer. Marks me as Kenny Schaefer. He's a touch type of passer, you know, but he got some velocity. But I don't know, he just got the touch. Like that's what he needed right there. He didn't need velocity, he needed the touch.
It's a big first down for the Cowboys. They keep possession of the football. Clock running down here near the end of the third quarter. Fontenot will give to Penland. Pushes forward for a couple across midfield. That's all. It'll be the final play. It'll be the final play of the third quarter. I anticipate it will be. They'll unpile. And we'll take, why don't we get one of those spots in right now? Let's take a 90-second timeout back on the McNeese Sports Network.
Transformer Sector 2. Through wind and rain, storms and sunshine, we're always working hard to earn your trust and confidence. Always working hard to make a difference, because we live here too. For service and information, visit Entergy.com. Entergy, the power of people.
It'll be second and about 18 for the Cowboys. It was second and 8. Backed up 10 yards into their own territory at their 42. Fontenot works from the shotgun. He'll roll left. Set up the throw, and he does throw. Flag comes down as the reception is made by Connor.
Pass completed to Richard Connor. Penalty marker on the field.
Same official threw the flag. It's the head linesman over there. Holding Cowboys. Getting ridiculous.
Okay, put through the third quarter, 13 penalties for 128 yards.
Yep. And you can add 2 more 10-yarders right now.
Okay, plus 20. 13 for 148 yards. A lot of penalties.
Lots of penalties.
Maybe we're guilty, but I don't think
you just get tired. You
Yeah,
get frustrated.
right.
You just want to,
well, I mean, you got to
take it out on the official.
Yeah, but as far as the team, you know, as far as Coach Viator approaching, he'll approach it like verify.
Yeah, you got to. That's the way you have to coach.
Sure.
Yeah. You have to coach.
And like I said at the time, it was the first game we had 109. I'll say the same thing this week. Next week we won't have them.
Second and 28 Cowboys back at their own 32-yard line. Fontenot sets up in his shotgun. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Rolls left. Throws it back to the near side. Smothers makes the grab, but is hit at the line of scrimmage. So it'll be third and 28.
We've actually had 3 different conference
crews. Yeah. I don't know where this crew is from. I'm assuming they are Great West.
They're from their conference.
I'm assuming that. I don't know. They could be Big Sky or something like that, some other Western group, but
I doubt it.
I doubt it. I think they're probably Great West. In its short existence, Great West Conference, pretty good teams in it. So then Utah has struggled in their tenure in that list. Yeah. Fontenot from the shotgun on third and a whole bunch. Back to throw, under pressure. Down he goes. Sack for Southern Utah back to the Cowboys' 25-yard line. Folks will be forced to punt. Punting against the wind here with 4th and 30-something. We'll see if Versajay can punt it past the first down marker.
Well, I'm thinking maybe the opposite is this Sunday. Maybe we're just tired, or I don't know. It's just not
We don't have the edge that we did have. Yeah. But, you know, we lost 20 yards of that on penalties.
Well, they're excited. I mean, they're excited about getting 7 points on the board. You know, they're playing with a little more excited.
Miller back deep at his 35-yard line. Good snap, first to Jay. Gets the kick away, end over end kick. That's Miller, and it will roll. Good. Very nice. Roll inside the 20-yard line. First down, Southern Utah.
That had a lot of roll.
Oh, did it? Yeah. So, Southern Utah starts. 12:56 to go. Fourth quarter, Cowboys leading 34-7.
Boy, that punt turned out good.
That was great.
Carlis gets down there on those punts.
Yeah, he did a great job on the previous punt. He actually caught it in the air to down at the 4-yard line back 4 or 5 minutes of play ago.
Well, he kind of talked that guy into not going to get that punt.
Thrown up under center on first down for Southern Utah. A pitch to the tailback. Sanchez runs near side. He will be pushed out of bounds after a short gain. They spot it.
Well, Bennett is a player. He is always on that sideline. He's coming from the inside linebacker, right? One of the linebackers. He's coming all the way across. He's on every play. Then it's almost the kind of guy that you think he doesn't like the game. Everything. You know, he just, y'all go on and playing without me. He's going to play a little bit more.
Looks like they spotted actually back inside the 20-yard line. A loss of 1 on the play. Second and 11.
I bet when Whitehead was this little youngster, he played so
yeah, you know it.
He doesn't come in.
Yeah. No. Out of the shotgun, Stone. And his fullback in motion now from left to right. From the throws. Oh, the screen, and he does. Sanchez with the grab. Hits from behind after a pickup of about 6 or 7 where they spot it near the 30-yard line. It's going to be a 7-yard gain. And it's going to be 3rd and a couple.
You wonder why they waited so long for the screen, because the screen is one of the best plays against that. A pass rush.
Yeah, pass rush. It'll be 3rd and 3, just shy of the 30-yard line. They call it the 29-yard line. Going in the shotgun. Fullback this side. 2 receivers, actually 3 receivers right and 1 to the left. Stone to throw. Looks right, throws right. And it is caught for the first down. Making the grab. The slot back over there. Logan.
Well, for some reason, you know, maybe Zach, if you listen to it, but for some reason, the defensive back attacks now. You know, more so in this game, I think, than any of the other games. They're just tackling there.
First and 10, Southern Utah at their 35. 11:52 to go in the game. Cowboys leading 34-7. Going in the shotgun. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Back to throw. Goes over the middle, and it is intercepted by the Cowboys. Here comes who's got the football for the Cowboys. That one was tipped up in the air by Southern Utah and hauled in by Brian Harvey, the sophomore from Phoenix, Louisiana, who makes the interception and takes it back inside the 35-yard line. Do you think that hit the ground?
No, I was wondering where Phoenix, Louisiana.
I don't know where that is. Near Scottsdale. Okay. Mesa, out there in the Phoenix area, the greater Phoenix. Never mind. We've been out west too long.
They're tired too, so.
Yeah,
I saw their offense come off the field. We're physical on defense. They need to be tough.
First and 10 Cowboys. Fontenot at quarterback. Elric Jones in the backfield. And the give is actually to Jordy Johnson, the fullback. He gets a carry. That's a rarity, and he gained a yard or 2. Not much there for Jordy. Where they spot the ball. They put it at the 32-yard line, and that's no gain.
Well, we're in field goal range now.
I'd really like it if the Cowboys would just chew up the clock here, running the football. That's what I want them to do most on this possession.
It's not going to put us in Lake Charles anymore.
No, I know. It's
still 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning.
Fontenot up under center. Jones to carry, running right. Trying to turn it upfield, and he does. Good running room for Elric Jones, and he's near a first down at the 20-yard line. Let's see where they spot it, and I think that will move the chains. Yes, it will.
Defensively, they're getting tired.
Yeah, and they have not. We've gone 3 deep in the ball game. They've used a few substitutes, but not nearly what we have.
I venture to say, with the exception of a few guys, we've played everybody with us.
I bet.
You know where they travel with that team anyway. You know.
Going to bring him, get him in the game. Franklin will split to the left. Quentin Lawrence to the right. Hubbard is the tailback. Fontenot is up under center. Give to Hubbard running left. Good blocking, and he's off to the races. He's inside the 15, down near the 11-yard line. Good run for Neely Hubbard.
It was a good block. At the point of attack, a good block. I think it might even have been a long trap, maybe by the tight end, or no, by Jordy Johnson coming back in motion and trapping at the outside guy.
It's going to be a yard shy of the first down at about the 11-yard line, 2nd and 1.
I like this one.
Hubbard is the tailback, and an eye with Johnson, the fullback. Fontenot up under center. Give to Jordy Johnson. And he might have gotten to the line of scrimmage, maybe pushed forward for a yard, but I doubt it. I think it's going to be 3rd and short, just shy of the 10.
You know, the press box is good. I'm looking through 2 windows to see the game.
And it's dark.
And it doubles the men on defense. It doubles the dark shirts. And I'm looking at 22 guys on defense and 11 on the top fair.
Glare on the windows here. So this is a beautiful it is a gorgeous campus. It's a beautiful stadium, too, with the monuments down here to the right. 3rd and 1. Give to Hubbard running left. Got the first down and more. He's inside the 5-yard line. Neely Hubbard is taken down at the 5. It'll be 1st and goal Cowboys.
Any tailbacks that for?
Well, we've played Pendlin, Hubbard, Jones, Hubbard, Bush, and Leonard.
5 tailbacks.
2 quarterbacks. I don't know how many receivers have played tonight. A whole bunch. 1st and goal, folks. See if they can stick it in here for a touchdown. Had their lead here. It's 34-7 Cowboys. Fontenot will give to Hubbard. Runs left. Now cuts it up. Flag will come down, and they'll push Hubbard back from the 2-yard line. And you know what that's going to be. That was thrown by the umpire. That's going to be a hold against the Cowboys on the running play inside.
You know, actually, hold is an interpretive rule also. You know, some you don't leave within the frames of your body. You know, they let you do this, and actually they let you hold within here.
Within there.
But once the guy goes back, and it's an interpretative thing from crew to crew. You know, Enos Durbone and Johnny Sheridan, who always been like, here comes Scott the dog back in here, Bob. But anyway, those are, I always say them as the most professional officials I knew. You know.
Back to the 14-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal from the 14.
I think Scott was checking the vending machine down there to see if there was
any change in there.
Any change, yeah. But anyway, I always respect our Falcon Conference. Old Falcon Conference, they knew the rules, and we respected them an awful lot.
1st and goal from the 14 after the penalty. Connor in motion for the Cowboys, left to right. And a give to Jones running left. Gets some running room. Looks like he's gotten about 10 yards back, but the penalty yardage is recovered. Get back to the 5.
Sometimes I wish everybody could be up at the press box and see some of the holes open up from down here to just really see how good the offensive line. Because we can't look at the offensive line, but they got to be doing.
You know they're doing a great job, and they have done so in all 3 ball games thus far. Boy, running yardage has been really, really strong.
Tell you what, Mr. and Mrs. Critico were exposed to the size of those guys that we came through the tunnel.
Give to Jones. He's near the goal line and into the end zone for the score. Elric Jones with another touchdown. Cowboys increase their lead.
Of course, Mr. Critico, he's impressed by Park State right line.
Cowboys with the touchdown. Elric Jones from 5 yards away. We'll make up some of those spots here in a moment. As the Persige is about to try another extra point. 7:47 to go in the ball game. Cowboys lead 40-7. Extra point would make it 41. And it's a line drive, but it's good. 41-7 Cowboys back in 90 seconds on the McNeese Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Philip Tarver for Lake Charles Toyota, inviting you to come in for a first-class shopping experience. We have a vast inventory and a professional sales staff to meet with you in a comfortable, open environment. Your service experience begins with a professional, courteous welcome and continues through valet delivery upon completion. Our unique amenities include complimentary beverages, child's play area, a large waiting lounge, and a gift shop and wireless internet. We all work very hard to give you the first-class service you're worthy of at Lake Charles Toyota, Gerstner Memorial, south of I-210, where we know you by your name.
Kickoff returned by Nick Miller to the 25-yard line.
And Southern Utah will start first and 10 right there. 7:41 to go in the ball game. Cowboys leading 41-7 as Elric Jones scored on a 5-yard CD run.
First, Jay has had a lot of attempts tonight. 41 points. Not counting punts. He's had a lot of shots there.
Stone, the quarterback, backs 3 receivers on the left side. Takes the snap in the shotgun, looks to throw. He's under pressure now. He'll roll to the right and he'll underthrow his intended receiver. Little dump off pass for Sanchez. Threw it too low, incomplete.
That's another thing about your stats, pass offensive stats in the fourth quarter is most teams will give you the underneath routes too when you got a big lead and they won't let anything behind them. But you can pad your stats if you're the loose team.
Right.
And tonight, a screen bet counted passes too.
Second and 10, Southern Utah from their 25. 41-7, Cowboys.
This is the worst homecoming I've ever seen. There's nothing that doesn't resemble the homecoming. No queens, no girls in long dresses, no nothing.
Inside give. Sanchez has some running room and blockers in front of him. He's to midfield. He might take it to the house. 30, 25, 20. Cut off at the 10-yard line is Johnny Sanchez. He has broken off 2 big runs here in the second half after getting completely stymied in the first half. It was first and goal Southern Utah at the Cowboy 9.
But you know something? I honestly believe that somebody in that secondary was going to catch it. I didn't know it was Hawk, but was going to eventually catch it.
First and goal for the Thunderbirds at the Cowboy 9-yard line.
We are tired. You know, he broke a tackle to make that run. You know, that's the first thing that starts happening. You break a tackle. He's not going to tackle well when you get past.
3 receivers right, 1 to the left.
I'm tired.
Manu is the running back with, bad snap. It's picked up by the quarterback. He is taken down at the 15-yard line. Stone saw that one roll back to him. He was able to...
That center there is just fast. The ball don't fit between there. He is big.
That was spotted at 13. A loss of 4. Second and goal at the Cowboys' 13-yard line for Southern Utah. Under 7 minutes to go now. Cowboys leading 41-7. Southern Utah threatening to score. Stone, 3 receivers right, 1 to the left, out of the shotgun. Takes the snap, wants to throw, throws over the middle and throws low and incomplete. Intended for Tyson Booth.
I'm not going there. Don't look at me. We got another injury. Your quarterback has not been accurate on short.
Low.
Yeah.
Thrown very low at their feet. Yeah. And that's been a problem for Cody Stone.
It's like a collarbone injury.
Oh, yeah. Shoulder or collarbone. One of the offensive linemen has come out. Two. Nope. That is Cassidy Coop. Nope, it's Matt Rowland. Matt Rowland. They're third and goal from the 13. Deuce and Deuce is going to throw. It's caught at the 5-yard line by Miller, who's down as he makes the grab. It'll be 4th and goal at the 5. So Utah surely will go for it here. Trailing 41-7. 6:27 to go. Clock running.
They got down there before and on the other end and didn't get it. They tried to throw it in that situation, remember?
Yes, they did. 4th and goal at the Cowboys 5. Clock running down. 6:10 to go in the game. Two receivers right, two to the left. Now Miller will go in motion from left to right, and he'll stack three receivers over there. Rolling is Stone. Stone is hit, and down he goes. With the sack for the Cowboys. First there was Jeremy Pilot was the first there for the Cowboys, and then Smith came in and helped finish it off. And it'll be 1st and 10 Cowboys back at the 15 where the sack was created.
Well, he looked like the sack official laying
Boy,
he looked like he was waiting this part. Come get me.
And that was a coverage sack, too. There was nobody for him to throw to.
That's good. We stopped him twice in the same situation.
5:53 to go in the game. The only reason it would have been good for them to score is we could have gotten some more of our commercials in.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's great that they held them out. Touchdown Cowboys. What? Hooch and Cooch.
Whatever. Yeah.
Fontenot gives to Penland running near side. Hit in the backfield, breaks the tackle. Out about 3 out of what should have been none to the 18-yard line. Second down and 7.
Wasn't there an oil rig fire putter out there named
Something like that.
Don't look at it.
Red Adair is that.
Yeah.
But that's not him. Don't think so. Adair doesn't have any eligibility left.
Yeah.
Joe Cronin's son. Second and 7.
Come on, Cowboys. We need to know.
Yeah, 5:18 left.
This is the one I wanted to.
What you wanted him to throw instead of taking the knee. Pitch to Penland sweeping left. Turning the corner. Down in the back. They lost the football. Picked up by Southern Utah. They're taking it inside the 15-yard line and down at the 12-yard line. He wasn't down? Thought so. He was pretty well stacked up with the ball stripped out of there. Southern Utah recovers. That's the first turnover of the game for the Cowboys. So their offense has done a great job of hanging on to the football, but they lose it here. Southern Utah has a chance for a late score. 5 minutes to go in the game. Thunderbirds 1st and 10 at the Cowboys 12.
One of the earlier games, Finland fumbled the ball going that way on that side.
I think it was early first game. First drive.
Yeah.
Stone at quarterback works from the shotgun. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. On the throw. Looks over the middle, touchdown. And that's Poots with the grab. It'll be a 12-yard touchdown reception by Tyson Poots.
Well, that's covered, but this didn't look like it was. He was covered at all.
A 12-yard reception.
You know, it may have been short of me. They just substituted one person, and nobody's going out. We may have been short of man on defense.
Score comes with 4:56 left in the game. Culver will try the extra point. Snap and hold are there. Kick is good. 41-14 Cowboys. 4:56 to go. Back in 90 seconds on the McNeese Sports Network.
Come on, it's time for Big All-Star Challenge.
That's right, Gabby. We're challenging all other dealers. This is the All-Star Challenge.
That's right, we're challenging those dealers of this new Yukon that's got that new flex fuel engine and gives great gas mileage.
These new GMC trucks drive so smooth, even us sparrows love them. An All-Star challenges all other dealers on the price of these new trucks and high trade-in dollars that never go down.
Hey, Papa, what's the trade-in for this?
We are professional grade.
Tyson Poots with a 12-yard touchdown reception from Cody Stone. 41-14 Cowboys. 4:56 to play. Onside. Yeah, they're going to try the onside kick here. This one will bounce up high, and Priddle will make the grab for the Cowboys. Good job as he's part of the Good Hands team there. At the 43-yard line of Southern Utah, the Cowboys will start 1st and 10.
You know, he actually did the right thing. Jumped up, secured the ball, and rolled over.
Yep.
But if he could have actually caught it and run because they were running fast.
Yeah, they were.
But that's what you're coached to do right there, is get possession of the football.
Absolutely. 4:54 to go in the game. You know, Priddle
actually got a heck of a vertical leap.
Yeah.
Catch that ball.
Oh, yeah.
You know, he got up there.
We saw his backflip a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
we know
right,
he can
yeah.
jump.
We don't want to see that one.
No. 1st and 10 Cowboys. Fontenot remains in at quarterback. Trey Bennett coming to the locker room for the Cowboys. Not sure why. Elbert Jones will run right up the middle, and he'll get good yardage. Got about 6 on the carry inside the 40. Well, not as much as I thought. It was at the 44. He got to the 40, so 2nd and 6 on a 4-yard gain.
You know, Trey Bennett didn't appear to be hurt.
No, I think he's fine.
Much, you know, something like that.
Maybe he just wants to be the first one to shower and get ready for the plane and head into the locker room. Two receivers to the left, Smothers and Davis for the Cowboys. Jones is the tailback behind Fontenot. Jones will carry it left and hit right as he gets to the line of scrimmage. Might even have lost a half a yard.
You know, I do hope Pendleton gets another carry.
Yeah.
You know, and get right back on it. And get it because I don't want him to have to spend this next week with that fumble.
Thinking the last carry he did, yep. So 3rd and 7 Cowboys from the 40, Southern Utah. 3:50 to go in the game. Cowboys leading 41-14.
You know, the team, the coaches, the things, we just...
Pass intended for number 3, Chad Davis. Is incomplete, brings up 4th down and 7. Ended punt Blake Versajay. Back deep is Nick Miller. The punt is into the end zone for a touchback. 1st and 10 for the Thunderbirds at their own 20-yard line. We remind you, SUU women's soccer will be playing Northern Arizona tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Admission is free. At the SUU soccer field. The pass completion to Johnny Sanchez. Second down and 10. At the 45-yard line. Tackled by Brian Harvey. 1st and 10 Thunderbirds. Nick Miller on the reception. Knocked out of bounds at the 44-yard line by Brian Harvey. 1st and 10, Thunderbirds.
Second down.
Pass intended for Nick Miller is incomplete. We'll bring up third down for Southern Utah. Cody Stone's pass is incomplete. Brings up fourth down at 15. The pass is complete. Tyson Poots on the reception at the 20-yard line. Tackled by Brian Harvey. Ball is at the 19-yard line. First down and 10. Southern Utah. Josh Patisimanu on the carry. Brought down by number 91, Joshua Ellison. Gain of 5. Second down and 5. Thunderbirds. Touchdown to number 18, Craig Gritton. A 15-yard touchdown. Cody Stone to Craig Gritton. And the Pulverizers in to attempt the extra point. The extra point is no good. Penalty marker on the field.
Dead ball. Defense, number 16. That penalty will be enforced on the kickoff.
Hi, I'm Philip Tarver for Lake Charles Toyota, inviting you to come in for a first-class shopping experience. We have a vast inventory and a professional sales staff to meet with you in a comfortable, open environment. Your service experience begins with a professional, courteous welcome and continues through valet delivery upon completion. Our unique amenities include complimentary beverages, child's play area, a large waiting lounge, and a gift shop and wireless internet. We all work very hard to give you the first-class service you're worthy of at Lake Charles Toyota, Gerstner Memorial, south of I-210, where we know you by your name.
Papa, it's time for a big All-Star Challenge.
That's right, Gabby. We're challenging all other dealers. This is the All-Star Challenge.
That's right, we're challenging those dealers of this new Yukon that's got that new flex fuel engine and gets great gas mileage. When can I talk?
Here at All-Star, we not only challenge you with price, but we challenge you with style.
And don't forget, All-Star's a family dealer where we treat you like a family. Hey, Papa, what's the trade-in for this?
We are professional grade.
Transformer Sector 2. Through wind and rain, storms and sunshine, we're always working hard to earn your trust and confidence. Always working hard to make a difference, because we live here too. For service and information, visit Entergy.com. Entergy, the power of people.
Hi, I'm Philip Tarver for Lake Charles Toyota, inviting you to come in for a first-class shopping experience. We have a vast inventory and a professional sales staff to meet with you in a comfortable, open environment. Your service experience begins with a professional, courteous welcome and continues through valet delivery upon completion. Our unique amenities include complimentary beverages, child's play area, a large waiting lounge, and a gift shop and wireless internet. We all work very hard to give you the first-class service you're worthy of at Lake Charles Toyota, Gerstner Memorial, south of I-210, where we know you by your name.